tackles. Now he's got an entourage, and he's got a touchdown.
The impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
There, he's got it. End zone. Touchdown Titans. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle.
What is going on? How's it going?
What's good, peoples? You know what time it is. It's Sunday. It's time for the football frame of mind, man. So y'all know the drill. Check out all of our platforms, man. Check it out. Check it out. All of it, man. Everywhere. Support the podcast, man. Support the show. Support the channels, man. We all growing together, man. But it's Sunday, and you know the drill, man. All right. What's up, Pitch Grid Pod? What is the deal? What's good, man? Yeah, we in this thing, man. So y'all know the drill, man. We just had the NFL draft, so we gonna get into that, man. But before we get started, man, how you doing?
Shout out to all the people watching live. And like you said, the draft, we're going to go through and grade every single team's grade, whether it be the NFC, AFC, every single division, every single team. Going to go through the draft picks, whether good picks, bad picks, reaches, anything like that. We're going to go back and grade A to F. They do have some really good teams, and they have some really bad teams. So definitely some really good discussions to have. But like you said, check out all those social media platforms at the bottom. Make sure you give us a like, a follow, subscribe across all platforms. It really helps. And if you are watching on YouTube, make sure to like the video, smash the like button because it really helps with the algorithm. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hit that bell notification so every time we have a video like this, streams, or any daily shorts, you get an automatic notification so you'll never miss a beat.
I agree, man. We good, man.
What's going on, man?
We good. Glad you good too, man. Most definitely. So let's get into this. Let's get into the real part of the show, man. Let's get into the meetup. We got a lot to discuss, man. So let's get into it, man. Y'all know the drill. Come on over. The water is fine. Number went down a little bit, but you know what? I'm still glad that 11% of y'all are subscribed, so I can't be mad at that. So glad y'all on the board. But that 88%, we need y'all to come up.
Come on, bro. Just because the season's over don't mean we over. So y'all need to start hitting that subscribe button again.
Hit it.
Smash it.
So, you know, we start off with college all the time. So that ain't nothing, man. The off-season storylines, man. We got to start off with the obvious, man. So, all of this hoopla, man, Chapel Bill, however you want to say it, man. It seems like the honeymoon phase is over, man. They are not happy with his, I guess, young girlfriend. We can not touch on that subject because it's quite invasive, you know. Like it's one of them topics that it could go either way, you know, because we got somebody in this media industry that chose to go the young girlfriend route, and it's not working out for them, right? But for Big Bill, man, it looked like it's going pretty well. But the Tar Heels aren't going for it. They are like, yo, we not really fucking with this right now. So I want to get your take on your former head coach on your NFL team. Is the honeymoon phase over? What? And what do you make of this whole thing? Like his girlfriend and stuff. What do you make of that?
I think the phase is over, but honestly, like I was a little apprehensive at first. But honestly, I'm not opposed to it. I don't feel like it's a real distraction. If anything, it feels like it's kind of helping him divvy up. And it seems like he's having a pretty good time, man. It seems like it's just business as usual, Bill, man. It seems like he's doing really good interacting with the younger players. I haven't really heard anything really big about his recruiting, but I've watched in on some, like, mic'd up moments at practice. I think he just wanted to be back in football. And I understand maybe the university might not be the happiest about whatever he's got going on with her. I don't think it hurts the university at all. I don't think it hurts him at all. I don't think it's really hurting anything what he's got going on. If anything, it's good publicity for North Carolina because North Carolina, outside of Drake May, hasn't really had a really bunch of really good notoriety over the last couple of years. Besides having some really good quarterbacks come through, they really haven't had good publicity. If anything, this is getting them more out in the open. Not even just that, it's going to help North Carolina as a whole, I think, in recruiting. It's going to really help them because, man, come on, who doesn't want to play for a freaking Super Bowl winning head coach, Hall of Fame coach, coming back to college, got something to prove, coming in with a chip on his shoulder? I think you'd be able to really recruit a lot of guys with a similar mindset. So I don't really think it's a big distraction. I actually like it. I don't know the full extent of what's going on, but it seems like it's kind of helping him divvy up some things and making things easier, man. I'm not opposed to it at all.
Yeah, see, me neither. I actually kind of like it. I like it a lot, actually. I like the fact he's there. I honestly think it's not that big a deal because his girlfriend is like doing the social media part of it, the part he doesn't really probably give a shit about. You know, like
all he cares about is the X's and O's, bro.
Yeah, like he just chilling. He ain't worried about none of that. He ain't worried about social media posts. He ain't trying to build the brand. He just trying to focus on the game. And I'm cool with that. I like that part of it. Yeah, I guess maybe his girlfriend has a lot of pull in terms of like the bigger picture of North Carolina, like I guess their internet brand or whatever. But shit, she young and she probably gets it. Like no need for Bill Belichick to stress about Twitter or anything like that. Like he already is a brand by himself, right? I just think they just not used to, I guess, a younger female trying to do what they do. But shit, he seems to really trust her enough to really bring her into his life.
Not being like on the outside looking in.
Yeah, this ain't, this typical old fart with the young girlfriend where she just there for the money. Nah, she got a legit job that's important to what he trying to do. So it's like, and she seemed to get it. Like, all right, look, I know who I'm messing with. He's a football legend. So I need to be act accordingly so she knows where she stands in his life. And she knows how important football is to him. So
I don't understands the game. I feel like she understands like the environment, like what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. So I personally don't have a problem with it, man. And see that Smooth says, I mean, the way college football is going, shit, man, it might be. But 27-year-old seniors and shit, like, yo, come on, man. It's time to give it up. Right. And then yeah.
I mean, never know, bro. I mean, North Carolina's a brand in itself. If they're going to get to that point, it would definitely take a little while, quite a few recruiting classes, but you really never – it really all predicates on like how they play on the field and like what they look like because he's getting good recruits. He got a good quarterback, and he's got some really good, I think maybe a couple fours. Like,
yeah, like, and I think there's some jealousy too, man. And I don't understand why, because your last coach, Mack Brown, had success too. And he really didn't need to come back and coach. He just really wanted to. He didn't need to come back to North Carolina. And then
you already wanted daddy with Texas.
Yeah, and I kind of gave him the boot anyway. Like y'all didn't even let him ride off into the sunset like he really wanted to.
Or deserve.
So now you got, Big Bill in there, and he ain't gonna take that shit too lightly.
No, he ain't, bro.
Because I'm pretty sure that when he took the job, like indirectly, he's like, y'all not finna do me like you did Mack Brown. Like,
I mean, I get it. I mean, they got good players, though.
I think they elevated where they were supposed to be, right? I don't think
as far as he was going to take them.
Yeah, like when you hired Mac Brown, right? You had somebody else in place. I can't remember the dude's name, but they was horrible. They was terrible. I think he took them up a couple notches.
Well,
At
he
least
brought look at the
one.
quarterbacks he had. Like they had
Yeah,
good quarterbacks come through.
yeah. You elevated your brand. He elevated their brand by getting Drake May and Sam Howell. People forget Sam Howell was his
He
first
was a
quarterback.
baller, bro.
He was his first quarterback. So,
Mhm.
Drake May came in there and just took it to a whole another level, right? But I
Mhm.
think they played pretty good considering what you're up against. Like that's not a school, UNC is not a football powerhouse. So
And
don't get
Bill's got roots in North Carolina too. So it's not like he's a complete outsider, you know?
I mean, the defense was fine, but I mean, defense was not going to be that good anyway.
No,
Regardless,
the offense had to carry him.
regardless of who you put in there, because you got to think who you recruiting against. You're recruiting against South Carolina. You're
Clemson,
recruiting against Clemson.
Miami,
Miami's down there, right? So your
Florida State too.
Jimmy and Joe's aren't gonna be as good as theirs. No matter how hard you recruit, no matter if you scrape the bottom of the barrel, you're not gonna get there. So, in my opinion, I think North Carolina did fine. They did actually better than I thought they were going to do anyway. I thought it was kind of going to be like a 2-year thing or whatever.
He was
But
there
it
long
turned out to
enough.
be like a 3 or 4 year deal. And they played good. They got to the bowl games, and that's what you expect from North Carolina. North Carolina is like Duke in a sense, right? You take that job to get to another job, right? Or you take that job to reestablish yourself, then get another big job, right? That's what North Carolina is. It's never going to be a powerhouse, right? Spurrier did it at Duke. Mac did it before he got Texas, right? So this is how Bill Belichick gets back probably into the NFL. Because
Maybe. Or he might stay in college, bro. I mean,
he might
if
go
he
to
has
college
success,
now.
it might be like I understand most people, and I don't know if you agree. Most people, when he took that job, was like, "Oh, it's so much more stressful because now it's like you're having to deal with recruiting and this and that." But honestly, if he has success, he might not go back to the league. He might just hang around for a little while until he's ready to hang it up. I mean, I think he just has something to prove to himself. And I think, like how you said a while back, it's like, yeah, I think he has something to prove to the league. It's like, you know what? No, y'all wanted to do all this and that. All right, I'm gonna show y'all what I can do. I can still coach. I can still win. I can still do all this.
Yeah, so I think it was good. I just think North Carolina is just not used to his level of success and power, right? Because he got a lot, man. People understand. Bill Belichick been coaching football for like 50 years, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like way back. So it's not like he don't get it. No, football is still football. It's still played between the lines, right? No matter how much NIL you throw, no matter how much spread offense you run, right? It's going to be played on the field in between the lines, right? So, and him being one of the defensive guys out there, he's pretty damn good. So I expect them to be good, man. Um, I mean, Army's not like Army's not the job for Bill Belichick, bro. It's not. It's not because for one, even though he probably would love to be there, it's not the job for Bill Belichick, man. Because everything's different there. Like the players to get there, you have to really understand that your career, if you were trying to go to the NFL, it's probably not gonna happen.
If he goes there, no, at all.
And I'm just speaking from a player standpoint, because even if you are lucky enough to get drafted, the team gotta either buy your contract out so you can play on the team, or you gotta serve your mandatory time in the Army, right? Or whatever academy you choose to go to, but you gotta serve. You know, like David Robinson did it for the Spurs. He had to go serve
Roger
his time.
Staubach.
Roger Staubach had to wait a couple years, and he had to do his time. So the level of player you're gonna get there, endurance wise, they're gonna be good. They gonna run, and they gonna run a lot, right? But as far as the level of good player, you might not get that, and that's probably not what he really wanted to do, in my opinion. You know, it takes that's why Army's had like one coach for a while, because don't nobody one Army ain't gonna fire no dude because they was
High
bad
expectations.
and they got good, right? Now they can kind of go toe to toe with Navy, you know. So at first Navy was just whooping their ass, right? But now it's a little bit more of a good game to watch, you know. So I like that a lot. But him going to Army might have been cool, but I think
North Carolina was like the best spot for him because not crazy expectations, not coaching time. Yeah, before that he was in Cleveland, and then in New York before that too. So I mean, he's been around for, like Cam said, 40, 50 years up to this point. He lived, breathed,
and he got like 8 or 9 Super Bowls.
He won 6 in New England and 2 in New York when they had Bill Parcells.
Yeah,
2. So he's got like 8 rings.
Yeah, so technically he got more than Tom, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I got more than you. So
who's the real GOAT?
Yeah, who's the real GOAT? Who won without who? Let's just say that. Like, but that's a whole nother rabbit hole. We can go down.
Man, that's funny though. That's
funny. we can go down a whole rabbit hole with that. But nonetheless, man, let's move on, man. Let's
Chapel Hill Bill.
Look, he got a looker though. That's for sure. He got a looker though. He knew how to pick him. He picked him pretty good, man. So these are your top 5 seniors headed into the 2026 class. See a familiar face, man. Chris Henry Jr. He is everything that you could want him to be. 6'5", man, almost 200 pounds already. So he definitely took after his dad's genes, because his dad was a big receiver too. You know, he had it all. You know, unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But Pac-Man Jones is like his legal guardian. And he's kept him on the straight and narrow, man. And now he's one of the top players in the country. Was kind of scared last season because he had that knee injury. But seemed like nothing is affected him, man. So I'm really happy to see what he can do with Ohio State, man. He fits the mold of what they kind of getting right now.
Him and Jeremiah Smith is nasty.
Yeah, he gonna be there. They're gonna overlap by 1 year, so you know, so that's pretty good. And then who you like? Well, we look at this comment.
Well, first, I love the fact that we got the number 1 receiver in the class. Hopefully, we can keep him locked down, unlike Decory Moore. But now we about to lock up the number 4 guy in Booby Feaster. Oh my gosh! It looks like they kind of going for a specific archetype though, like size, like 6 foot, pushing almost 200 pounds, probably like fast, not the biggest body guys. I like it. They're doing really good, especially having a lot of those familiar faces back on the coaching staff is really helping with us recruiting. I really like the fact that we got the 5-star, but I do like Booby Feaster too at number 4.
Yeah, then Bama's going after some big receivers, it seems like. So, you know, if we can keep him in-house, away from Auburn, that'll be pretty good because they don't really need nobody because they seem like they building up to try and beat us, you know. And I don't like it, man. It's not a good year when we be losing to Auburn. So, but that's what happens, dog. Like usually they get us every like 4 years.
They've been gearing up, bro. Auburn's coming. Like they've been,
man.
Hugh Freeze has been killing it. I know you've been seeing it.
I know.
He's been killing it.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. You know?
War Eagle.
Man, fuck that.
Yo, hey, y'all playing at the Voodoo House this year, or is it?
I think it's at the Voodoo House. Bro.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
even
think
worse,
it's at the
bro.
Voodoo House.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, man. So, like, the fact he's coming to Ohio State, you know, that's a good move. You know, the fact that his dad played in Cincinnati, so you know, Pac-Man played in Cincinnati too. You know, like people don't give Pac-Man, you know, like the love he deserves,
He was
man.
really good at
Pac-Man,
Tennessee. Nobody
Pac-Man
talks
was
about that.
good, man. Like, yeah, like everybody talks about his off the field issues,
He
but
was
it
good. He was
never really
scrappy.
was him doing it. It was always his like entourage. Like somebody would be doing some stupid shit at the like. Why are you shooting at the strip club, bro? It's about the ladies, the drinks, and the food.
He must have been with Plaxico.
Man, that's stupid too. I was like,
Oh,
yo,
man.
why are you doing that, man? Y'all got security for that. You don't even need to be brandishing.
Dude, I remember, I don't know we getting off topic, but I don't know if you remember. I remember waking up one morning and hearing that on SportsCenter when I was like in high school. I'm like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, why are we doing this, bro? You just won a Super Bowl and you acting stupid like this. Like, what are we doing?
You shot yourself at the club, bro.
In the foot, dog. I don't know what's worse. That or when freaking JPP blew his freaking half his hand off.
On the fireworks, yeah. After signing a big ass contract.
Oh,
too.
and that was with New York. Yeah, that was he had signed that big contract in New York. Yeah.
Either that or the Buccaneers.
No, he went to I think Tampa Bay after that.
Okay.
I think he was
well,
in New
either
York.
way, that was stupid, man. I was like, yo, like, what are you doing? Yeah, he was like, it's at Jordan Hare. So
Ooh, not the Voodoo House, bro. That's a recipe for
I hate
disaster.
playing there, man. That place is just ridiculous. Like, even when we blow them out in Jordan Hare, it's still like they score a lot of points, and you still like, well, you know, somebody gonna trip and fall, and the ball gonna be recovered for a touchdown, and then they gonna start singing that shit, and then it's just like,
I'm
all right,
definitely
then
watching.
they gotta play the kick six shit on the jumbotron, and it's like, yo, why?
Hey, I'm definitely watching that. Jackson Arnold coming for y'all, bro.
And then you got
What? I used to know a guy who loaned Demetrius Bird some freaking money too. You remember Demetrius Bird that played for LSU?
Yeah.
Cody freaking Cody had lent him some money.
Goddamn. And then
oh man.
Let's see.
So like up to like 2012.
Yeah, so yeah, 20
in that era.
Yeah, so yeah, the Nike Zoom era of the cleats and shit.
Dude, if you had Nike shit in high school, you was just like after, because I was there a year after Cam left, we had got like all Nike gear and shit like that. It was so cool.
Oh man, look at you, man. It's kind of funny. You got Arthur Morgan. Remember in the game, he died. So forget you.
Oh man. Yeah, JPP went to Tampa after. Yeah.
Okay. But I was like, yo, there's like, and I'll say it again. He died at the end of the game, bro. So that's
why he's not in the second game. Or if he is, I forget. It's like a cameo or something. I forget.
That's why he's not in the third game. He's not there.
Or the fourth, or the fifth, or the sixth.
But thank you for the engagement.
Dang, bro, how old do you think we are, bro?
Yeah, how old do you think I am, man?
You think we graduated like 05, bro? Like, come on, man.
Like, bro, like if we graduate 05 and we still trying to make it on YouTube, we probably need to look at something else.
Career change.
Like we gotta.
What year you graduated? See that smooth when you was in high school. Let me find out you was lying all the time and it was like 2018.
Yeah, because if it's 2018, bro, like yo, bro. Like you just figuring out life, man. That's why I was on my on the baseball channel, right? And this guy is always like, when I was doing lives, he's always in there, and he's like 19, and he's just talking about his girlfriend and stuff. And I was like, dude, do you know what I was doing at 19, bro? I was not worried about no girls for real, man. Like, I wasn't. Like, and
I
he's like,
was.
oh man, like this girl, she likes me, but she don't text me back. I'm like, well, then she don't
I'm
like
so
you.
weak. I don't get those kind of comments. All I get is CS Smooth and a couple other people in my live streams. We just talk ball, bro. I don't get all
So
that.
I was trying to just do my out of the park baseball stream, and it just went into like,
Oh man, you was his shrink, bro.
yeah, I went into therapy session, bro. I was like, yo,
I
dude,
didn't know
if
you was
she ain't
certified.
texting you back, bro, she probably don't like you. You're not that important.
You're just not that guy, bro.
Move on and go find you something else, like yo, I was like, you gotta chill. He's like, but I really wanna, like I really want her to like me or something. I was like, yo. Okay, you're going in timeout. I'm not trying to do this
I'm
therapy
silencing
thing.
your comments.
Yeah, you gotta go in timeout, bro, because I'm not trying to do this whole therapy session thing. I'm trying to play the game and talk about all the players I'm about to steal. Like, I'm not about to do all of that. Now, it was on our baseball channel, the Baseball Frame of Mind, man. So check it out. I'm about to get back into doing my out of the park streams. So check that out. Do a couple shorts here and there. Do my updates on
And freaking College Football 26 comes out in like another month or so. So y'all need to keep your eyes peeled for that. They're adding high school and all that back to Road to Glory. So
man. I don't know. I look, okay. We did this last year. We did this last year, and Brandon had to talk me into it.
It was the first game, though. I mean, they
He
weren't gonna
talked
hit
me
hard.
into it. So I think I'm gonna get it. I think I'm gonna get it because last year they kind of rushed that shit, and that's just kind of what it was.
It was the first year back, so I mean,
yeah. So I want to see what they add, how they add, and how they add things, and
Dynasty and how the customization suite will be.
Yeah, so there we go. Like, so I give it a pass for year one. So I get it. I won't be so like pessimistic about it like I was last time. I was like, I don't really know, you know. Hey, bro, go play Red Dead 2, okay? Go play Red Dead 2. All right.
Look like more of a Just Dance kind of guy.
Nah, he looks like a Guitar Hero type guy.
Hey, don't sleep, bro. No, he ain't good enough for Guitar Hero. He's Rock Band.
Yeah, definitely Rock Band. Definitely Rock Band, bro.
We're gonna put you on the microphone, bro. You don't get the drums or the guitar.
For real, man. All right, so we into our not from Arthur Morgan. He's dead. I don't want a hug from him. No, I don't want a hug from Arthur Morgan, bro. He's dead, man. Shout out to who's the dude that killed him, man. I forgot it. I can't remember.
It's been forever.
It's been ever since I played that, bro. But anyway, high school spotlight, man. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but I want to say this is Jamarcier.
Oh, okay.
Jamarcier played it. He's from the Louisiana area, man. Shreveport to be exact. 3-star guy, man. He did some numbers, man. 2,000 yards, man. 30 plus touchdowns. He had a lot receiving too. I want to say he plays defense as well. I ain't get into the defensive stats because offense is really what I saw on his tape. But nonetheless, he's got See, yeah, I was thinking that too. Like
we didn't in the highlight reel. You didn't really get much of his highlight tape is very limited, and they didn't really have much of any defensive tape on there. It was mainly like playing tailback.
Yeah. So, but he's got some quick twitch when it comes to finding a hole, man. Like he just gets there. Like there's no juking or nothing. One cut downhill. So, like I could see him being good at an offense like Ole Miss, where he could do, jet sweeps or whatever. He could come out of the backfield and just kind of just take the ball and run, man. So he's got 10 offers altogether, man. I think Memphis will be the highest one. So look pretty good, man. You got LA Tech on there too, I think. So, he can stay in state. Memphis isn't that far away. So, that'll be cool, man. So for me, running the ball, I felt like he could be more of a Damian Harris, like the one cut. Not in terms of size or whatever, but running style could be similar to a Damian Harris type running back. Downhill, low center of gravity as well. And then let's see. Then I was thinking Elijah Moore, if he was to transition to receiver, right? Elijah Moore ran the ball, caught the ball, threw the ball too, because I think he played baseball. So that would be my my comp. What about you?
Yeah. So when I see his tape, I like his shiftiness, but there are a lot of times that he runs high too. Like when he makes his cut and he accelerates, he's running high. I tried to, and I'm not saying he's gonna be any of these guys. When I say comp, don't think, oh, he's gonna be one of these guys. But I see a mixture of a couple different guys' running style. I see shades of LT in his running style, as well as kind of like Eric Dickerson when I see like quick cuts and just straight acceleration after. Like not a whole lot of crazy flashy stuff. It's like as soon as he hits that first cut and he accelerates, he's freaking gone. So I really liked his shiftiness, able to hurry up and get through guys. Like it's like he hits go. Like as soon as he hits the switch, it's gone. He hits that cut and he's gone. I really like his skill set. It doesn't matter how many guys are around him. Once he makes that first move or two, he's gone. You're not getting him.
Yeah, so like he doesn't have like electric speed,
No,
but he's got like good football speed to the point where
he's got good acceleration. I would say.
So
like,
if you don't stop him from the beginning, he's gonna score on you, man. So I personally like it. So what was your NFL comp for him?
I feel like because I've seen a lot of plays that he ran like he was shifty, but at the same time I'd see like he'd keep his body high. Like not really low, but higher. So I kind of seen like a mixture of LaDainian Tomlinson for the shiftiness, but I liked like how he ran higher, kind of like a Dickerson or Kenyon Drake, kind of like that, if that makes sense.
Ooh, I like Kenyon Drake.
I like Kenyon Drake too. Kenyon Drake was nice.
Yeah, I agree. It's not Memphis isn't a bad school, man.
They put out some good athletes.
But the fact is that he's more of an athlete, so I think Brian Kelly should try and use him at least a little bit. You should try and recruit him a little bit,
You could get him he almost makes me think of dude from Oregon.
Oh, DeAnthony Thomas?
Yeah, he's just not as fast. He's not as fast as DeAnthony, but his style is kind of similar. I feel like you could really put him anywhere on the field.
See, that's what you was eating and using when Arthur Morgan died. Chocolate and a heating pad, huh?
Some roses. You like some candlelight, bro? Are you into that kind of stuff?
Yeah, man. You gotta grow up, bro. Gotta grow up. You gotta be like a teenager or something. Some kid just playing around. But if you still playing Red Dead 2 at this point, you gotta let it go, bro. The story not gonna change. He's still gonna die at the end. So let's see. PFP.
Well, what's a PFP? I feel like I know what you're talking about, but it's going over my head.
Yeah,
dude, he was.
That's because the Chiefs didn't know what they was doing. I think that was either the Todd Haley era, and they didn't know what the fuck they was doing.
Boy, you must be a real K-State fan because you don't really hear too much about them. So I feel like if you're a Kent State fan, like you're really like a loyal fan.
Profile pic.
Okay.
I'm talking about LeBron. No, LeBron was not the best football player. He was the best athlete, period.
Well, let's just talk about, if you're going to talk about a basketball player who's good at football, you might as well be talking about Allen Iverson. Let's not talk about LeBron because Allen Iverson was him on the football field.
Yeah, but he wasn't better than LeBron though.
No, but
No.
for what he
Like,
could do
AI
for his,
was
for what he
good.
could do it, but what he could do with his size,
Yeah, like all
pretty damn
right.
impressive.
Yeah, so yeah, man. So he says he been around since
Hey. Oh, so
98.
you was like in the Snyder. So you was like a fan like when Snyder and all that was the coach.
Yeah. So
That must have been the beginning of. That must have been right when Andy
Hold on,
got
man.
there.
I gotta
That was
see.
when they had brought in Alex Smith. They had Jamal Charles. Still had Dwayne Bowe. That makes sense.
Hold up, let me see, man. 2014.
He said,
What do you say?
"Bro, if you don't get that gay ass shit out of here, bro, get out of here." No, he said, "Tell me, you got to be from Kansas because there's no way."
Nah, man. Like LeBron was the best athlete ever, bro. He could have played in the NFL, bro. Because he could have did a tight end thing, bro. Like, cause he was like 6'7", 6'8" already. Like, and he probably would have went to Ohio State and they wouldn't have used him right. But whatever, Yeah, man. Nah, that's good. That's good though.
Bill Snyder was good, bro.
Nah, Snyder was good. I like Darren Sproles, man. I like Darren Sproles, man. But that's a high school player spotlight, man. So let's get into it, man. Get into our NFL stuff. It's time for the draft grades, man. But before we get in there, let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about Asante Samuel versus everybody, bro. So you started this thing, right? So
I did.
let me hear what you think about
Oh man,
Asante Samuel versus.
dude, this has been going on for like the last couple months, and it's kind of been in the midst of everything going on with Deion and Shedeur Sanders going into the draft and all that. And Asante Samuel just came out of nowhere and was being very direct and pretty much saying like he's the GOAT, like putting himself in the same conversation as Deion Sanders, pretty much saying like he's throwing the stats up on the screen and this and that. And don't get me wrong, Asante Samuel was really good. Top 10 corner, no doubt, okay? Let's just make that abundantly clear before someone tries to twist my words. You are not in the same conversation, bro. Deion completely changed the game, bro. Killed it in football, killed it in baseball. Everywhere he went, he was a complete difference maker. It didn't matter if it was in Atlanta. Don't matter if it was in San Francisco. Doesn't matter if it was in Dallas. The guy's the best ever. And that's no discredit to you and your accomplishments. But for you to be sitting here stirring up all this mess, Deion Sanders don't have to acknowledge you, bro. He's done it all. He don't have to acknowledge nothing. But the craziest thing about this is now he's going after AB. Now he's going after Antonio Brown. That is not the guy you want beef with, bro. Antonio Brown has got a couple marbles loose, and you really don't want the smoke with him.
Nah, man.
And to be taking shots at AB, bro, like, imagine if a lot of these things had never happened. Antonio Brown's a top 3 receiver all time when everything's said and done. Let's just be completely honest. If he doesn't fall off the rocker and none of this stuff happens, Antonio Brown's top 3, bro. To be in that body style, that archetype, and just be able to take over games how he was, there was nobody like him. To come from Central Michigan and just completely take over, whether it be in Pittsburgh, he was able to go make an impact in New England. He helped Tampa Bay win a Super Bowl. Like, Asante Samuel, the first ballot Hall of Famer in my book. But come on, man. It feels like you're just fighting to be relevant. Like, you're established. People acknowledge you. People know who you are. People acknowledge your statistics. They acknowledge your accomplishments. Don't go knocking on doors you don't have no business knocking on, bro. Like, why are you going to poke the bear with AB? You ain't got nothing to do with that. And then why are you sitting there trying to poke the bear with Deion Sanders? Deion Sanders don't have to acknowledge you, bro, because everybody is unanimous in acknowledging that you are not on his level, bro. I don't care what stats you pull up. I don't care how you configure it, bro. You're not in that conversation. Hall of Famer? Yes. Top 10 all time? Yes. as good as Deion Sanders? Hell no.
No. Before I put my rebuttal in there, I do think Colin Klein, he was close to winning it, but
He was.
he had, but I think he had lost that last game or something. Something happened to where
That was the same year. Was that Johnny? Was that the year Johnny won the Heisman, or was that before that?
I can't remember.
I'm thinking. I think that was before that.
I can't remember, but I know something happened to where at the end of the season, that's what kind of hurt him. But statistically, he was the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was right. Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he came in third, I think, that year.
Yeah, I remember he came
put
in
up crazy stats, bro. He lit it up. Like he was throwing it like Graham Harrell, bro. He was throwing it everywhere. It just wasn't enough.
No, I don't remember him being no thrower. I remember his damage he did on the ground.
Yeah, but he threw for a bunch of yards too. I feel like.
But he had like over 1,000 rushes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Man, Klein was tearing that shit up, bro. But yeah, AP was a beast, though.
He was, bro. I loved Antonio Brown. I know Cam didn't like him because he played for the Steelers, but
no, I didn't like them dudes at all, man. But they didn't win no Super Bowl together, so I didn't care. Yeah, see, yeah. He gave him fits, man. Him, Ty Law, and Lawyer Malloy, all them dudes. The Colts couldn't do nothing with them. Yeah, see, yeah. I told you, he had like
it's been a while.
Man, he had like 20 rushing touchdowns.
Bro. That's like 13 years ago, something like that.
He had like 20 rushing touchdowns too, bro. Like that was crazy. But
I think it was just the fact of what Manziel did as a freshman. I think it was just you wasn't going to stop it.
Everybody under that era knew that eventually you was gonna have to let a freshman win the Heisman, bro. You're gonna have to.
It, bro. I mean, he earned it.
Like you're gonna have to do it. Like it's been like if you wasn't gonna give it to Herschel, right, when he balled out his freshman year, you wasn't gonna give it to what's the guy's name? God damn, it's on the tip of my tongue, man. You weren't gonna give it to Adrian Peterson his freshman year because he killed everybody. And then Sammy Watkins came in and he was freaking balling his freshman year, right? So that's another freshman that could have won, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was absolutely sensational year one, right? So eventually you're gonna have to let a freshman win, and that was the perfect year for it. Like I said before, like for a freshman to win, you're gonna have to knock off some teams. What better team than Alabama on the road? Number one. You know, that was the perfect scenario, you know. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. You know, but
what he was able to do, that was crazy, bro.
But I mean, you gotta, like I said, you gotta look at it like, yo, that was just the time. That was just the time for Manziel to win that shit, man. Then who else? You had Teo and his fake girlfriend.
That was crazy. That was a crazy time to be alive.
Crazy. And the girlfriend that turned out to be a whole dude.
They were talking about all that stuff was staged. I'm like, bro, there's no way.
Yo.
And we was like in high school, so we looking like, bro, ain't no way this happening, bro.
Like,
ain't no way you get catfished.
All right, so like your grandma passed, right? That sucks, right? And then your girlfriend passes right after. So it's like, damn, bad luck, bro. That fucking sucks. But then it comes out that it's not your girlfriend at all. And this is just a dude that's trolling, bro. I was like, woo, fair catch interference, bro. Like, yo, nope. I don't want to hear about it.
And dude, and that messed with him because, like, I listened to him talk when he got drafted. He was so scared to make a mistake. It's like every down he was just paranoid about, hey, I'm gonna make a mistake. They're gonna cut me. They're gonna do this, and it messed with his psyche. Like before that, his confidence was through the roof. Something like that wouldn't have happened. He would have had a much more successful NFL career. I know it's a lot of intangibles, and you really can't put a statistic on that. But hearing his perspective and all that stuff that happened, I can understand how that would have you second guessing and worried that, like, all that was for nothing and you were gonna suck. But
yeah, then you got but
dude, universities can find people. Like, look at Justin Jefferson. He wasn't recruited by like nobody, bro. Like, LSU took a waiver on him, bro, and look, he's conversation for number one receiver in the league. It really just depends. Like, you can have places like Ohio State put out receivers, but doesn't mean that they're all gonna have like success down the road either.
yeah, man. And then sometimes you so good in a state that's so damn big and full of talent that you just fall through the damn cracks, man.
It's true.
And that's kind of how I feel like with Antonio Brown, man, because his dad was a hella good arena football player. He's like arena football Hall of Famer. So he obviously had the lineage. So it's not like that. But I mean, that's just kind of how it goes, man. You fall through the cracks, and then you're not getting these offers until your senior year, but you're getting the MAC, you're getting the SWAC as far as the historical black colleges, right? Then you end up getting Conference USA offers, and then you just go for what you know. You ball out there, and now you can transfer willingly, so it's not like you got to sit out a year. So you do your thing, And then, like I said, I like Tyler Lockett a lot. I think, he gonna help Cam Ward this season on the Titans. Let's see. And then you say Nico. Yeah, I like Nico. He does.
Nico's nice, bro. Him and Dell on the same, if they can stay healthy, are really deadly.
And he said 4 generations of Locketts have played on the Wildcats.
That's a crazy stat.
That's lineage, bro. That's like the Gathers family at Georgia. Like, they go way back to like the 60s or something like that. Like, come on, man. Like, that's wild.
You gotta like that, though. That's dope.
Yeah, so, but my rebuttal, I think See That Smooth and Pitch Grid are having a little conversation in the chat, so that's pretty good. We like our fans and subscribers to really interact with each other. No hate, no finger pointing, no name calling, just straight talking ball. I like it. So my rebuttal on Asante Samuel is Asante is an arguably top 10, 15 corner of all time in my category, right? You're not going to eclipse what Deion Sanders did. Like, when you came into the league, you was just Asante Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
When Deion Sanders came into the league, he was prime time. Shit, before he came into the league, he was prime time, bro. That's a different level of like, I'm him, right? Now, you, I believe, got more Super Bowls than him, right? That's fair. You got that on him, right? But that's it. That's it. You don't have no defensive player of the year. I mean, you're not. Nobody was gonna fear you like that. You was good. Don't get me wrong. People still had a game plan for you. But to be out here like trying to like shit on somebody that's up there, like that's not that's not it. And See That Smooth, man. That's what I'm saying. You played on the Patriots, bro. Like, Deion had nobody with the damn Falcons, bro. He was the damn one. Like, there ain't no duo. It's him and then whoever on the other side. Like, they made they bones off of Deion Sanders not really doing shit over there because didn't nobody throw over there. So whoever was on the other side corner was obviously going to get a lot of shine. Don't get a chance to get a lot of interceptions. So that made them look good, and that made their defense look good, in my opinion. So yeah, that's my rebuttal. You can't be shooting at the GOATs, man. And he one of the ones. But you own the list of top 10, bro. It's not that many people.
He's been taking shots at everybody too. He's been taking shots at the Patriots. Like every chance he gets, he's just been opening his mouth to somebody.
Yeah, and I mean, and Pitch Grid, he wasn't a lifetime.
He was with the Eagles too,
and the Falcons too. So
at the
like,
end, yeah.
Yeah, so like, nah, man. But then to be talking to AB, that's just stupid. He ain't really under that same umbrella as Kanye West at this point, man. We love what you did early in your career, in your life as a football player, and Kanye West as a musician, genius, producer, right? I think we both were bumping that old Kanye, right, as a kid.
Yeah,
right?
old Kanye was something different.
Exactly,
The
right?
stripe and shade Kanye.
Yeah, and we always, be bumping this old highlights of Antonio Brown because he was just that good.
Mhm.
Now, we ain't necessarily doing that. So for you to argue with him, it's just like, that's stupid. You could be using your platform to uplift this young generation. Hell, your son playing right now, bro. Like, talk about him and try
his
to
son's quiet. He's humble. He just goes out there and gets it done. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So, like, that's it. And then taking shots at Mike Tomlin, who kind of got put in the crossfires and shit, man. Like, yo, Mike Tomlin is probably one of the coaches that I would love to play for, man. No nonsense, man. You come here, you do your job, you're getting paid handsomely. So I don't want to hear no bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
20 years up to this point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's been a while since they won a playoff game. Or it's been a while since they won a Super Bowl.
No, but he's been there almost 20 years. It speaks for itself.
But it's not like, they not in the hunt, bro. Like, I'd rather be in the hunt than not in the hunt at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for me being a Ravens fan, right? We in the hunt. Like, we literally at the ceiling trying to punch through the Super Bowl, right? Like, that's where I'd rather be. I'd rather have a chance to make it every year, right? And the Steelers are right below us in terms of franchise, right? They always there. When the last time the Steelers been utterly garbage? Like, really bad.
No.
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 No. Chuck Noll didn't have no bad seasons for real. Bill Cowher didn't have no bad seasons for real, right? Shit, they looked up and was real bad and got Big Ben. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that was even like lower than 10. You know, so and like y'all complaining about that. The Jaguars is on they like 5th coach in like 10 years, bro. Less than that. And y'all complaining about 20 years of consistency? I'm sorry, man. Look, I get it. Maybe you want to win a Super Bowl, but I'd rather go to a game, know we have a chance to win, watch my team, and know that we're going to put a good product on the field and not just be complete ass all the time. You're talking to a St. Louis Rams fan. So trust me, I know ass when I see it. Like when you wake up and, it's like, damn, man, I don't even know if I want to watch the Rams play today. That's another level of fans that the Steelers just don't really know. So I don't know why they complaining, man. So we got some comments here. Yeah, man. Yeah, like
that's a whole different dude, bro.
Yeah, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. We can't go down, bro. We can't go down. Man.
Not the right podcast for that.
Yeah, man. Maybe we'll start a celebrity frame of mind and then go down the rabbit hole of all these celebrities.
They can go right ahead.
Lost their marbles and shit. So no, man, we good. And yeah, he has a son that plays in the league too. I think he's looking for a job right now. I don't know where he's playing.
I know he was a free agent.
Yeah, but he's like 25, 26, so he's still young as hell, man. But let's get into this thing, man. So let's get into these draft grades, man. But before we get into that, man, we gonna run a quick commercial break because this gonna be kind of a long thing. So we want y'all to get all of your drinks and everything together, man. So as soon as I can find that damn commercial.
I can put it on if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I gotcha. Let me see. Is this? Nope, that's not it. Game time. What if? New commercial. I think this is it right here. Okay. Commercial break, guys. Yo, we are back, baby. We are back, man. So this is fun, man. The draft grade is gonna be fun, man. I'm excited to hear what Brandon's got to say. It took this commercial break, man, because that's a lot. We're gonna break it down, AFC, NFC, man. I mean, just on freelancers, y'all. So get in that comments, man. Yeah. So he said he's a Charger. So, but I thought he was a free agent. Yeah, I think he resigned.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Hey, Mel Kiper done lost a little bit of he done lost a little bit of luster, bro. So I appreciate the pitch grid, man, on Facebook, man. We appreciate that. So let's get into it, man. All right, so we start with the AFC South, man. Shout out to Brandon for the thing. So he might not be able to see it because I tried to get it to the point where it could fit and everything. But we'll just talk about it a little bit, man. So, damn, Brandon, is that hard to see, bro? You ain't got
my contacts were dry. My bad.
Like, goddamn, bro, you like shit. It's just
bro. That one. We did a thing a while back. You had a graphic that was like that, bro. It was so itty bitty, bro. I'm like, what am I looking at, bro?
I think you got more ball. That's pause. Can't say that. You got better knowledge about football than Mel Kiper. He lost his fastball completely, man. So, but all right, man. So let's start with the Jags, man. I think Travis Hunter was perfect for them. He's obviously close to home because I think he's from Georgia. I think so. Close to home, man. His family, friends, obviously his dad, who recently just got out of jail. He's obviously itching to see his son really play, and he gets that opportunity, man. Now, as far as the Jaguars is concerned, this is a good move, man, because you cover two positions. You get receiver and corner. You're probably going to get a better corner than receiver, but that's okay because you need a number 2 to Brian Thomas Jr., right? Now, I personally would have wanted them to go offensive lineman because I think you need to protect your golden goose, man. But they did address that a little bit in terms of the offensive lineman from West Virginia. So that was a good move. and then you addressed it a little bit more in the 7th round with Jonah from USC. So if that is sort of a pick that turns out to be gold later on, that's a good move, man. But if I had to say it, I'd say, man, this is about a B- draft. I think you got your corner, you got your other corner from Tulane, right? And then you got a running back from Virginia Tech. So that's pretty cool, right? So I'd say B-. B-. That's what I think.
I'd probably go B here. I mean, you did good at getting a couple positions in need. I think if you had the opportunity to go up and get a generational guy like Travis Hunter, I think that was a good trade. I feel like they probably gave up a little too much, in my opinion, just to say they were like right there. But nonetheless, they got a really good player. They upgraded corner. They got guard. You got 2 linebackers, which was kind of a little to me because I feel like they were already doing like they needed help there, but I feel like you didn't need 2.
They're actually a pretty good linebacker. So
that's why I was saying. I was like, I could have seen the one. Like the guy from Notre Dame, I know was really good. You upgraded safety, you got another center, and then you got 2 running backs. I was kind of like, why are we taking so many running backs? Because you still have ETN, you still have Bigsby. I don't have a problem with you guys taking the guy from Virginia Tech. Doesn't hurt to get more competition in there. But 4 running backs on the roster is a little bit odd to me. But for the most part, a good draft nonetheless. I think B- is where I'm at too.
Yeah. All right, so and we get into the Colts, man. A little bit bigger. You can see that. They ain't got to squint. You know, some of them were formatted a little bit better than others. But that's what happens when you go to Wikipedia, bro. Anything's possible over there. So, but the Colts, I thought this is an A draft for me, man. One, because you start off with let's see, I think he's talking about Jackson.
One of the running backs, I think.
That's fine. Kick returner, punt returner. You ain't got to put your best player out there. You know, like that's what I like. Shit, if you can do that 4.3 speed at corner, that's pretty good. All right, so we gonna get into it. I don't think it's that confusing, Pitch Grid. I think it's good. All right, so you say it's confusing. I'm gonna say why it's not, right? And when we get you on the show, I want to hear about why you think it's confusing. But I'm gonna tell you why it's not. So you need to have. This is a move it season for Anthony Richardson, right? You drafted him 4th overall a couple years ago. Between injuries and inconsistent play, it's been bad, right? But let's not act like they haven't really put no weapons around him either. So now you start off with Tyler Warren, right? You got Tyler Warren. It's a good move, right? Somebody him to check the ball down to really increase that completion percentage, right? We went off that tangent last week, so I don't have to do that, right? But you also upgraded your defensive line. JTT is a gamer. I still remember the game he played against Penn State, and he won that shit by himself. Interceptions, fumble returns, tackles for lost sacks. He was just balling, right? So didn't really hear much really last season for real. So I guess he slipped a little bit. But I personally would have took a gander on him. If he went to my Ravens, I would love it. Let's just say that. But nonetheless, corner, obviously, they got some guys, but it don't hurt to add no depth. Don't hurt. You obviously need some depth. Then you sort of move on from Anthony Richardson. You got that option now with Riley Leonard. Not saying Riley Leonard's gonna play all these minutes or whatever, but it's that competition thing, right? Because I want to say Daniel Jones is in. He was the coach now, ain't he?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now you got a little bit more competition in there. Because now we drafting quarterbacks. We sitting out. We're sending off the alarm to you. Fix this shit, or you out of here. We're not picking up that 5th option, and you just gone, right? So that's my thing. But the key to this whole thing, why I give this an A, is DJ Giddens from Kansas State. You gotta give Jonathan Taylor a break, bro. He been carrying the ball 400 times, probably since high school. He need a break. Give him that break with a guy that can actually play pretty good. Who I thought actually might have went a little higher with teams that need running backs or whatever, right? But I think it's an A draft considering what you need coming into this season and what you need to see from Anthony Richardson, right? You gave him some help in the backfield and on defense, right? So then you got some help. That's all I'm saying. So I think it's an A. You helped them out a lot, and then you boosted your defense a little bit too, right? So offensive lineman, then you got Tim Smith from Alabama, who's pretty good. Not like I don't think he's gonna be a world beater in the NFL, but I do think it just helps you. Just helps you, So that's my thing. I think it's an A minus.
Yeah, so I'm gonna follow suit with A. I just feel like you really did a good job of addressing a lot of needs. I was hoping that Warren was gonna be on the board and fall into their laps.
Yeah.
And damn near every mock draft we had, I think besides like maybe one, he was always there at 14. It's the perfect fit for that offense. He's versatile, he's athletic, he's got good hands. The perfect guy you want to give Anthony Richardson one really good more go. I think Warren's the perfect fit for the Colts. It reminds me a lot of Dallas Clark, having that reliable guy who can go up and get the ball wherever you want to throw it. Getting JTT was really good for the defense. I really like Riley Leonard in the 6th round. I think that's a really good pick. Daniel Jones is not going to be the quarterback of this team, but it does not hurt to have a veteran guy in that quarterback room. Now you're bringing in a guy like Riley Leonard, who's got a unique skill set, who is tough, who is not afraid of making those throws, who's hungry to get a chance to play in the league. I really like where you got him. I thought that was really good value. And then if you get halfway through the season or so and Richardson is struggling, I would not feel bad if I was Sean Steichen giving this guy a go. Like, at this point, your job's on the line. If Richardson starts struggling early, even with the additions of Warren and Giddens, I would not feel bad about giving Leonard snaps and just seeing where it happens. I mean, he's a gamer. He can make things happen. He's tough, man. He's had a raw out the pocket, make plays in Notre Dame. I like it. I like majority of all these picks. I feel like they really addressed most of their areas of need. I'm fully confident giving them an A in this draft. They needed to knock this draft out of the park, especially with their coach on the hot seat like he is. I really like this draft class.
Like I said, I think the first 2 picks obviously are home runs, pitch grid, but yeah, and I think you're talking about your Lions. Yeah, that's somebody y'all need. Now, I wouldn't go that far, but I would say he's pretty good. So, all right, so we're going to talk about the Texans. So this is a little tight, man. So forgive me. I even got to look at this shit a little bit different because I was like, damn, they made a lot of moves and shit, and trading and all of that. But I mean, for a team that made the playoffs, you can't really expect them to really do too much. Like, I don't know. I call it a average draft. I mean, you got that receiver, the Houston Cyclones. Huh? What do you mean Houston Cyclones? I
didn't know Iowa State and Houston Cougars can join into one.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, all right. So I'm gonna say a C because you address some shit like Jaden Higgins, right? You're probably gonna need somebody to replace Tank Dell because he can't stay healthy, right? So maybe you get your replacement in either Higgins or Noel, right?
That was weird to me. They took 2 guys from the same place. That was kind of weird to me.
See what I'm saying?
That's weird.
So, and then you get rid of Laramie Tunsil and you take the dude from Minnesota, right? Which is fine. So that's a plus, right? Get rid of the salary, get younger. Okay, I get that. But after that, it's just like Graham Mertz, really?
I don't mind the safety from Penn State. I don't think that's a bad move. But
I don't-
Mertz is kind of like you could have just picked up a veteran.
Yeah, you could pick somebody else, man. So I don't know. They did pick up a tight end in the 7th round too, from Iowa. So if y'all can't see that, but they did pick up. So I'll say a C.
For me, I like the Higgins pick. If Dell can stay healthy, it works out even better because you get another really good guy to come in there. I think they did really. I would have went tackle in the first round. Honestly, I would have went offensive line first round. Just me. I don't think the guy to Minnesota was a bad pick. The thing that really just confuses me, I just don't understand how you take two guys from the same receiver room within the first 3 rounds. This is really odd. I don't mind the corner pick right there. Running back is okay, I guess. It doesn't hurt to go there. I mean, especially with the fact that you got Mixon. He's not the youngest guy in the room. Still really productive, still really good. And then you get later in the draft. I don't really understand the Graham Mertz pick at all. I mean, that's just me personally. Just can't. He's just not that guy for me. I'd probably go C plus. I don't mind the receiver pick in the first round. It could have been offensive line, but at least you address tackle because that you really had to address tackle early. I just don't really feel great about this. I'm hoping that they're able to develop these guys and be able to get the most out of them. I got to go C plus. That's about as high as I can go. I'm looking at ESPN right now, and they've got them in an A minus, and I just don't see it. I'm sorry.
Man, dude, don't pay attention to ESPN anymore. That's just like they fired all the good people, bro. Like, come on, man. They just like anything they put out is hot garbage, bro.
Oh no, I just like to use it for a reference point of like where not to go.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's straight ass. Whatever they do the opposite. So move on to the last team of the AFC South, man. And as we get to the next division, I think we'll take 2 teams, kind of like how we did the non-negotiables. But the Titans obviously had the first overall pick. I thought that was a slam dunk. And then they drafted pretty good after that. I mean, you lose Harold Landry, so you kind of draft a guy to replace him. And the guy from UCLA, not gonna butcher that name. But I thought you did okay. You know, Kevin Winston was pretty good. You got him from Penn State, so that helps you out a lot. Then you in the undrafted market, you got Restrepo, so that's a comfortable weapon for Cam Ward to have from college, right? Obviously Trevor Lawrence with Trevor Etienne, that was a good move back in the day. So drafting somebody that they're comfortable with is a very, very good start, you know. So I think they did a good draft, man. I think they did really good. I think they hit on a lot of needs. And I think all of these players can help them this year. I think all of them can. I mean, this is kind of a wash. You really want to see who you got. So I think fairness is to let all these dudes play should they earn it, right? You let the tight end from Texas play, right? You let the dude from Stanford play. But if he loses the opportunity to Restrepo, then he's probably not that good anyway, right? But there you go. I just think this is a trial and error for all of these picks. I think everybody should play. They should have an opportunity to play. And I think you're going to see how good this draft really was probably in like 2 years. Because if half of these dudes is not on the team, then they probably just weren't that good, man. But if you actually hit on some of these dudes, you'll see a lot of it this year because everybody's going to play because everybody's job except for Cam Ward and Tyler Lockett probably, their job is pretty much open for business. You don't get the first overall pick in the draft and come into the next season and all your jobs are safe. No, we don't do that. everybody's job is open. So I call this actually a A+ draft because you hit on the quarterback. That's the one. Now we got a clear vision for what we want to do moving forward. So once you get that, once you hit on that first overall pick, it's an A for me. As long as you do what you're supposed to do. Now you start adding supplementary pieces here or there, then we good. But if they would have went Abdul Carter at 1, I would have been like, all right, this is a B-. But they did the right thing and take Cam Ward, and that gets them A+ for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them an A, man. I think they did really good in addressing offensive line and free agency because you knew you was gonna have to go quarterback at this point. So I think they did pretty good there. You're going young at the skill position. I think that's a really good way to go. They're kind of taking the Green Bay Packers route they took a few years ago and just going really young at the skill positions, like how they went Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, all those guys like that. Because you had an old team or really unproductive guys on the offensive skill positions. So I really like that. You get a good linebacker in the second round. You take 2 receivers within the third and fourth rounds. You get a tight end. You upgrade safety. You get a young guard out of Sacramento State. I think they did really good for upgrading positions, especially getting depth. A lot of these guys are going to get playing time, I feel like, because Callahan's job is on the line this year. If they come out like hot garbage within the first 5 games, he's probably gone. But guess what? You still have a bright horizon. You can go and try to find a guy who can kind of fit the scheme and the mold of what you want going forward. I think Tennessee's going in the right direction. Compared to where their projection was going over the last few years, they knocked the draft out of the park. They got the quarterback they really needed, and they're going to be good going forward, man. I got the Titans at an A.
All right, nah, man. Look like we in agreement so far, man. I think it's a good move, man. All right, so we in your country, AFC East country, man. So I'll start off with the Jets, man. I think this was a good draft, man. I think this was I'd probably say a B-. I wish they had more picks in the later rounds because they could have probably added a little more supplementary pieces because you're gonna need some help with Justin Fields, right? But I feel like they helped him a lot, right? You got the tackle, that's gonna help him, right? You got Mason Taylor, that's gonna help him, right? You got Arian Smith, that's gonna help you in the intermediate, right? And then you, even though you really didn't get the big name players in terms of like early on defense, you still got I want to say that's Azareye'h Thomas, who looks like the second coming of Richard Sherman. Dude, like super long, super tall. Like he just looked like he looked like a condor out there, bro. Like super long. So he's gonna be really good, right? And then you, like I said, you got Malachi Moore, who is not just a throw-in pick. You're getting somebody that actually was winning in college a little bit. And he played a long ass time too, like 5 years of college experience. So you can plug him in right now. Ain't no defense that he don't know. He played a long time. So you ain't really got to teach him too much. You can plug him in there as your nickel. You can plug him in there as your slot. Not nickel, the same thing. He's your starting safety or whatever. He's fast enough to blitz. He's actually put on a lot of weight since his freshman year, so he's actually pretty good. Then you hit on like linebacker, and then you got defensive end from Miami. So from the same school, both of them. So like that's pretty good value in my opinion. I think if you draft in a defensive end, you probably later defensive players later are probably going to be special teamers at the most. But it's still good to have that value because if they can crack through the special teams window, that's pretty good in my opinion. So I'd say this is a B+ draft for me. So
can't argue with that. That's probably where I was going to be about B+. It's not bad at all, especially in the first 2 rounds. Getting Taylor and Mimbo are like the biggest difference makers for me.
I agree, man. So, all All right, so you take the Bills. What you think?
All right, let me see something real quick. Oh man. Okay, let's see. So when I look at this, I don't look at it being bad. Buffalo doesn't really have a whole lot of holes. I feel like they've done really good over the last couple of years, kind of weeding out talent and really getting the most out of what they have. Like we've been saying, winning with less. I think getting Hairston out of Kentucky in the first round was a really good pick for them, especially like having let go Tre'Davious White and lost some other guys in the secondary over the last few years. Getting TJ Sanders out of South Carolina is a really good pick, especially in that division. You need to be getting pressure on guys like Drake May and so on. I like Landon Jackson out of Arkansas. I think that's a really good pass rusher you took care of. It seems like they were really bent on really keying in on defense, in my opinion, early on, because when you're getting deep in the playoffs and you're having to play against teams like Baltimore, Kansas City, Cincinnati, and so on, like you have to get pressure on these quarterbacks, especially early, whether it's Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Like you need to be able to break that pocket down and force them to make mistakes. So in my opinion, I thought they did really good. They got a couple of offensive weapons later in the draft, but my biggest thing is they really went head first on defense through the first 4, almost 5 rounds of this draft. I'm pretty impressed. I'm going to give them a B right here.
All right, no, that's fair. That's fair. And pitch grid, I was thinking the same thing. Titans had a pretty good one, man. But Cam Ward will be all right. That was a good pick. That was the best part about that, though. All right, let's get on to the next team, man. Oh, shit. That shouldn't have been that long, man. Honestly, hold up, man. It should have been the Patriots next. To be honest with you, it should have been the Patriots next. I think, or maybe it's the Bills. I don't know. All right. Well, yeah. All right. So I'll take the Dolphins. This is a D minus.
Oof.
This is a D minus, man. And I'm gonna tell you why it's a D minus. All right. It's a D minus because what does Kenneth Grant do for you in the first round? Nothing. He don't help you at all. You had other options at 13, man. You could have drafted an edge to, compare with Jalen Phillips coming off of ACL. He gonna need some help on the other side. I mean, you could have done so many other things. Receiver, right? Another one, because obviously Tyreek Hill wants to leave. So, I mean, you could have went safety. Malachi Starks was still there. You could have got the safety from South Carolina who blew up the combine, because you're going to need another defensive back with Jalen Ramsey. I don't know. This is just a D minus to me, man. I mean, you upgraded running back with Ollie Gordon, right? That's cool. But his pass blocking really needs some work. If you saw the Senior Bowl, he was getting mollywopped out there. So he needs some work. Now, running the ball is not the problem because he can do it. But he needs some work, man. And then, I mean, you get Quinn Ewers, right? Like, Tua doesn't need any bad juju right now, bro. That sends me some bad juju, right? Even though you got him in the 7th round, Quinn Ewers is a good ass quarterback.
That's a steal.
Steal.
Like that late, like in my opinion, Quinn Ewers was a 4th round guy, maybe even almost 3rd round. He's that good.
So that's a super steal, man. So I mean, I guess you can say like Pitch Grid was saying, like they beef up their pass rush, right? Yeah, they did. Because you got Grant, you got Jordan Phillips, right? Then you got Zeke Biggers later on. So you can tell there was a defensive mindset going towards this draft, right? But it's just like, man, at 13, you really got to hit on somebody that's going to give you a chance to win this season. I don't think Kenneth Grant helps them right now. And they're going to need it because, everybody kind of got better in the AFC East, bro. Like they kind of did. So they didn't really get any better. And a lot of players want to leave too. Older players at that, but they didn't get no better. So they could realistically they could finish last in this division. And I wouldn't be surprised. So there you go. You like that word, mollywop. He did. He was getting killed out there in pass pro, bro. I would not have him blocking for Tua. That's all I'm saying.
True, that's not a hot take. That's a bona fide fact.
That's a fact, bro. He was getting killed out there.
Oh, I'm talking about this. That's not a hot take. That's a fact. If they miss the playoffs or if they lose like a first round out, Mike McDaniel might be gone, bro. I don't think he's a bad coach, but Miami's not in a favorable position. And I just don't feel like you did a whole lot to prolong your longevity there. The only picks, Kenneth Grant's not a great pick at 13, but he's going to be a good player. The only pick that I see that really stood out to me being like a really good pick is Quinn Ewers in the 7th round. Because if Tua can't stay healthy, or if he gets hit in the head one more time really bad, he's gone. He's done. You're going to have to pay him out that contract. And Quinn Ewers has got crazy arm strength. He's poised. He's proven that he can play in the Big Ten, not in the Big Ten, the SEC. Like, you got a really good player late in the draft that should have been way earlier. That's the only pick that I'm like, good. At least you're set. You've got a contingency plan in case things go south with your quarterback.
Yeah, man, they ain't won nothing since he been there, So that's the thing, man. So that's a D- for me, man. I just wasn't happy, man. So considering all the stuff that they really needed to fix, that was just bad to me, man. All right, so we got your Patriots, man. So let's talk about it. What you think?
I'll be honest with you. I think and this is biased aside, if they were going to have a bad one, I'll be honest and say we had a bad one. But, dude, you don't really have many bad picks at all in this draft class. You took the best possible player you could at 4. I feel like Will Campbell is great. You're going to secure your weak side. You can secure that tackle position for Drake May for years to come. Getting a guy like Trevion Henderson, they needed a true number 1 receiver. I like Ramondre, but he's just not going to be that guy for you. Kyle Williams in the 3rd round was a steal. Big-time playmaker. He's going to be a really – Patriots haven't hit on a quarterback in the 1st round and God knows how long or early in the draft in general. I like the Kyle Williams pick. The biggest steal for me, though, is getting Braden Swinton in the 5th round. Huge difference maker off the edge. He's a disruptor. He likes getting to the quarterback. He's physical. He's got great abilities getting off the edge. I don't really see bad. The only thing that was crazy is drafting a kicker in the 6th round, but I'm not really concerned about that.
Hey,
going into year 1 of a new regime, you've got your franchise quarterback. I feel like you did really good early on. First 3 picks are offense, but getting a tackle, great pick. Getting a number 1 receiver, great pick. Getting a number 1 running back, great pick. And you still got some really good guys throughout the rest of that as well. I'm going to give them an A, man. I think even though some of these guys aren't the biggest names, I think they did really good at getting depth and really filling in those areas of need. No, we do not have Nick Folk.
Nah, bro. So they needed a kicker. Let's just say that. All right, so now we get into the AFC West, man. All right, I take the Raiders, man. So I think the Raiders hit a slam dunk in this goddamn draft, bro. This is good. This is good, man. They building some toughness. You got some tackles in there. You got some linebackers in there. You got 2 defensive tackles in there. So they really went all in on the fact that, oh, man, we about to either stop the run or we about to run the ball, right? They about to be tough up front, man. So the Raiders should be contenders for this damn division next year, man. At least a little bit.
They can make. They're definitely in position to make playoffs.
Yeah, man. I think your offensive moves with Geno Smith. You got an accurate ass passer. You feel the same way I do, pitch grid. I love, I want to say that's Pegasus from Ole Miss. He's a beast in the middle. Like I like that a lot, man. But Gentry at the top is what I was thinking everybody should have been thinking about, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, he didn't go to a big school or whatever. I see it all in the comments, right? Yes, I get it. He didn't go to a big school, but he did what he did at that school, right? And the lower level of competition is a thing, right? But it's many people that play at these small schools that don't stand out. So to stand out at a small school, you got to do shit like that. 2,000 yards, not playing down to the competition. You got to do that. And he did that at that small school. And I think he's getting a better offensive line, in my opinion, than he had at Boise State. So he might be able to run, I'm not going to say more than 2,000 yards, but he might be able to get a lot of yards at a high clip in the NFL. And I like Jack. I want to say Jack Beck. Is that his name?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I like him. That's a good move. That's a big receiver, man, to help you on the outside, right? So I think they hit it. Now, the two FCS quarterbacks, I didn't really understand that move. I don't understand. I don't. But hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. They saw something in these guys to take them six in the sixth round, right? Back to back at that. So I say this draft is a A plus. I think they hit on everything and they build in a whole different dynamic, man.
I'd say A.
Yeah, let's see.
I mean, dude, like they did good. Like they addressed every question mark, in my opinion.
Hey, bro, at least they ain't drafted Alex Leatherwood in the first round. What the fuck was that? And I'm an Alabama fan, and I didn't see him going in the first round, bro. I'm sorry. That was a whiff, man. But we done went over the
South, the East, and now we're in the West.
Yeah. Yeah, small schools produce talent, man. Shit. Michael Strahan went to a small school.
Rice.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Jerry Rice, Mississippi Valley State.
Yeah, like, so like I said, the only reason these small dudes don't get no shine, and we say it all the time, scouting is lazy. Do you know how hard it is to keep a guy a secret from a big school? Imagine how hard it is to keep Jerry Rice a secret from everybody. Like, come on, man. Like, it's crazy. So like to keep guys, like nobody goes in the backyards to find dudes no more, man. Nobody.
No.
You don't find Lester Hayes, who wins Defensive Player of the Year, and really didn't go to this big program for real like that. You don't find a guy like that just at your regular Ohio State. You got to go find him in the backyard somewhere playing with 30-year-old, 40-year-old men. You got to really go out there and scout, man. That's why I want a scouting job, man. As long as you fly me anywhere, I'm going to go. And I'm coming back with a whole book full of shit. You're going to have to stop me from scouting. I'm going everywhere. Overseas is now an option, with the I guess the foreign exchange thing now, right? You're getting rugby players coming over here playing. Man, look, I'll be out here scouting all day, man. Shit, you couldn't tell me nothing. But motherfuckers, they lazy. They lazy. That's why the Giants suck. That's why the Jets been sucking, right? That's why teams suck, because they don't do the road work. They just like, oh, he went to LSU, so he might be pretty good, or he went to Alabama, he might be pretty good. But what about Alabama State? What about the junior college route, bro? It's some dudes that got kicked off of these big programs that's sitting there playing really good, bro. That can help you right now. That's what I'm saying, man. Across all professional sports, scouting is lazy, man. Like I said, I went off on a tangent, but I'll end it with this, man. Look, I would rather draft a guy in basketball that played in college for a couple years and surround him with the young superstar, right? Say you draft a guy, we'll say a Patrick Mahomes-esque player. Why would you surround him with other young motherfuckers? Why would you do that? That's not going to work. You need some veteran leadership, or at least some people that are cognizant enough to really know what they're doing, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I say I hate the NBA right now, because it's lazy. Lazy, man. So lazy. Scouting in the NFL is the same thing. It's straight lazy, man. And yes, Willie Lanier did go to a small school. Shit, Too Tall Jones went to Tennessee State. Or
T.O. went to Chattanooga.
That's what I'm saying. So you gotta really, really do the work, man. Why do you think the Patriots won all them Super Bowls, man? Everybody they drafted, except for receiver, right? They just couldn't figure that shit out. But everybody else drafted by the Patriots was either, if they bought in, was a pretty good player. Right? Jackie Slater, man. They picked him. He's damn near a Hall of Famer if you really want to be honest with you. He made the Pro Bowl a bunch of times as a special teamer, bro. That's doing your job. You feel me? So that's all I'm saying, man. Like, people just fall in love with this damn helmet thing. Yeah, he went to Alabama. He's a good player, bro. Look, everybody that go to Alabama ain't shit sometimes, bro. I'm sorry. Take it from me. We done had 5 stars play 5 years on the team and never cracked the starting lineup. You really think he good? No, he ain't. I'm sorry. So that's my whole thing, man. I know I went off on a tangent, but I just had to say it, man. I really like the small school dudes, man. Sometimes you're right, but sometimes you ain't right, So go ahead. You take the Chargers, man.
All right. So when I look at LA, I really like the Omarion Hampton pick. At first, I was skeptical because you got Najee Harris, but you never know. You really might be able to utilize them, be able to do that. I like Trey Harris from Ole Miss. I think that's a really good weapon for a guy like Justin Herbert to be good. The pick that I like the most is Kyle Kennard in the 4th round. This guy is a monster. The fact that he wasn't picked into the 4th round is criminal. This guy is going to be that next big edge rusher. Is going to help you really alleviate you losing Joey Bosa. Kyle Kennard's a plug and play. You don't have to worry about anything with him. Just put him in place. Let him go to town. He's going to be good, man. I think they did really good in this draft. Like, Chargers drafts has been really hit or miss for me. Like, especially in the Brandon Staley era. But when I look at this, especially like those first 4 or 5 picks, I think you knocked them out of the park. I think LA really set themselves really well for the future. I'm going to go A here. I think the Chargers did really good. I know some of the other guys towards the bottom end, you might be, they took 2 safeties. The Chargers need to be looking long-term. I know they have Derwin James, but you never know, like, if he wants to leave at any point. I mean, you did good at getting a tackle. You have to protect a big investment in Justin Herbert. I like the Chargers draft. I think the Chargers, the AFC West, are probably going to put 3 teams in the playoffs this year, more times than not. And I think the Chargers, if Justin Herbert can figure out this playoff situation and not choking in the playoffs, Chargers is going to be dangerous. And this draft class is, I like Trey Harris too, but I like Kyle Kennard at 125. I think that's a steal.
I'm telling you, man, the key to this whole draft and this season is Oronde Gadsden. That's the key. If he opens, he can open up that passing game so much, man. So much. But if
they haven't had that guy since they lost Hunter Henry, in my opinion.
Yep, as long as you can hit on Najee or Amari, just if you can get them both to run, man. Like, oh my God. Like, it ain't even about being RB1 or 2. Like, if you can get adequate production from both of them, you'll probably see Justin Herbert win in the damn playoffs.
Yeah,
Because you don't have to
Justin Herbert could be in the MVP conversation.
yeah, because he don't have to do it all. You know? If they
Yeah,
can
but
do
they did good. They drafted good receivers, and like he just brought up Gadsden. I think the Chargers are gonna be good.
yeah, Willie Destiny, is he like a tight end?
I have no. I'm assuming. I don't know everybody on the Chargers roster, but I give the Chargers an A.
All right, no, that's cool. That's cool. All right, so I take the Broncos, man. So I think they did pretty good. I think they did okay. They did all right. Man, I think getting RJ Harvey was good. You needed a running back, right? Obviously, you probably wanted them to draft Amari Hampton, but he wasn't there. I think they needed to reach on a running back. Fuck all that.
Jahdae Barron's good, but dude, I understand you want a corner, but you should have took a running back in the first round. My opinion.
I wouldn't say all of that, pitch grid. I wouldn't say all of that. I think they did okay. I think this is like a C plus. I mean, you got the running back, sorta, and Brown could probably be that. He could probably be that nickel guy, or you might slide him out to you too, opposite Patrick Surtain. But they did okay. They did all right. I think they could have used all of these draft picks that they traded, though.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like, look how many, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 12, 13 picks.
Yeah, that they really could have used, right? So I actually don't like Q Robinson because I felt like he could have came back to school. I don't think he's going to be a productive player for them, in my opinion, because I think he needed another year to one get bigger. And I think another year with some good ass film would have helped him even be higher in the draft because he's already fast as fuck. And I'm like, all right, well, if you get bigger, then you can handle being in the run game, right? The run support, right? We already know you can get after the passer, but I'm just like, I didn't think he should have left. That's all I'm saying. So I think he might be good for them, but this was a pick that probably shouldn't have even happened, in my opinion. So I give him about a C plus, man, because you did some good, but I don't know. Like, is Savion Jones really good? He went to LSU, so
he's not bad. He's got a lot of experience. He started damn near like almost the entire time he was there. So I think he'll be okay for them.
All right. Well, I still think like a C plus, man. I think you got some players that'll help you, but not as many impact players as I was thinking.
I just feel like they needed to get running back early, bro. Like if they would have really knocked running back out of the park early, I feel like that offense would have been perfect. I'm not saying RJ Harvey's bad, but I would have tried to get a guy like Caleb Johnson or something. I feel like that would have been a really good fit for them. Having him, Bo Nix, you got another receiver. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I get you wanted corner, but dude, you could have got a good corner in the second or third round. They had good corners in this draft. I would have tried knocking running back and receiver out of the park first. And the fact that you traded all these picks just doesn't really sit well with me. I don't know, like the capital you got back for all of it. It's just really weird territory to be in.
I agree, man.
On to the north.
No, we got one
we got
more.
the Chiefs. Oof.
So I mean, I take this one. It's not that bad, man. But I think you did good. I think you got Josh Simmons late in the first round. That's good. You traded that with Philly. Surprising that y'all would even do business after that Super Bowl. But nonetheless, they got beef in the middle. I like that with Chris Jones getting older. You need some young guys out there. Gillette from Louisville, I really liked him a lot. So that's another edge rusher. Could be another D Ford. Remember D Ford back in the day? That could be one of those guys. Then, you got a running back a little late. I mean, they've had success with running backs late. So I think that'll be good. And then Utah State receiver, that's a good value later, right? So you need another weapon on that team. And you know Patrick Mahomes gonna make everybody look like $1,000 as long as you catch the ball. You know, who's the other guy that jumped?
Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, Kadarius Toney, exactly. As long as you catch the ball, line up on sides, you gonna be good, right? So I think they had a good draft. I say B minus, not terrible. Your drafts get some needs, and you know you'll be there. So yeah, Fish Grit feels the same way. Royals is a steal. So like I said, I think if you know what you're doing at receiver later, that's a good one. That's a good one. So I ain't too mad about that. Offensive tackle's good too because they need some help, man. So we get on to the North, man. We the North. All right, so you start off with the Steelers, man.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. I didn't. So the Derek Harmon pick for me caught me off. It threw me off at first because I was really expecting Pittsburgh to make a splash with quarterback right there. But in hindsight, not a bad pick for them. All it's going to do is help them in the middle. Caleb Johnson is a stud. I think you did really good at getting him in the 3rd round. Woo. Jack Sawyer from Ohio State is an even bigger stud, going to help you even more on defense.
Another one.
You go all the way down to round 6. You get Will Howard, who I liked even at Kansas State, wins a national championship at Ohio State. Draft stock seems to kind of tank a little bit. I don't know why some of these guys went as late as they did in the draft, but they did. And I feel like Pittsburgh, for the most part, had a good draft. I don't feel like it was anything flashy. I give Pittsburgh a B+. I feel like they addressed areas of need. Pittsburgh's got a good roster. I feel like all they did was get better on defense, and they did really good at getting who they needed on offense, man. I think getting Johnson, getting Sawyer, and getting Howard where you got him was really good. I'm going to give them a B+.
No. I probably would have gave him an A-, man, because Caleb Johnson is your RB number 1. Mm-hmm. Flat out. He start. Like, I don't think that's a far fetched, man. Howard's probably gonna be the starting quarterback, bro. Like, you really want Mason Rudolph, man? I don't think so.
Even if he starts week 1, it won't last. It won't hurt if you do that.
I don't care. Give me Will Howard, bro. Yeah, but Sawyer, Howard, Caleb. Yeah, that's all good, man. Then he said the Chiefs, Josh Simmons. Yeah, that was definitely gonna be a pick for them, man. But I think they picked good.
They don't need him. They don't
need him, man.
Their defense is good enough to where if Howard or whoever makes mistakes, the defense will help. I think all Rodgers is going to do is bring distractions. I don't think Mike Tomlin wants that. He's already had to deal with that in the past. I think they're better off without Rodgers. Rodgers needs to retire. I don't see any other situation that he's going to go to that makes sense. Don't think he needs to go to Minnesota. I think Minnesota's sold on McCarthy. Pittsburgh was the sole option, and Pittsburgh got their guy. So, no, I don't think they need him at all.
Yeah, he's done, bro. Stick a fork in his career. It's over. Don't need to tarnish your legacy any more than you did by going to the Jets, bro. So that's it. Just live off that Super Bowl and the 4 MVPs you got and a pretty substantial Hall of Fame career, man. And then just call it a day, dog. Like, that's it. You don't need to do that no more, man. I do the Bengals, man. You know what? Matter of fact, you do the Bengals because you fuck with Joe Burrow. I don't.
He don't, but it's okay.
I don't like Joe.
So getting Shamar Stewart at 17 is a big time deal. You still have Hendrickson for this year. You didn't. I think they franchise tagged him, if I'm not mistaken. So they're still trying to work out a deal, I think, going forward long term. But getting Shamar Stewart, freak athlete, getting him at 17 was a really good spot for them, addressing the linebacker position. You address both guard positions. Nothing any crazy. And you get a running back late in the 6th round. I think the Bengals did okay. I'd probably give them a B-. Nothing flashy, nothing fancy. I just think they just got in and just got positions they needed. But I think really I'm glad they addressed defense the way they did, though, because they were horrendous in the front 7 last year. And I think getting a guy like Stewart on the edge is really going to help with guys like Lamar Jackson and flying around. And then getting guys like Demetrius Knight and stuff at linebacker. I give the Bengals about a B-.
I like that. I like that. I agree with that. And Mel Kiper, I mean, dude, I told you, Mel Kiper lost his fast.
Mel Kiper's fell off his rocker a long time ago, bro. Everything he says, you need to take with a grain of salt. If that's your grading point going off of Mel Kiper, like you're better off with Todd McShay. And Todd McShay been having some crazy takes too. But I'd probably go with Todd McShay over Mel Kiper at this point.
Yeah, man. And he said he's a good running back. I mean, he's good. I mean, but you always need some depth, man.
I mean, they took Chase Brown. They didn't take him early. And he ended up being
like,
good.
You gotta have the depth, man. Like, I mean, even if he's just a practice squad dude, man, like injuries happen in this game, bro. And then you could be down to your third string running back. I remember my Ravens was, and we had to get Le'Veon Bell. And that was horrible. Because Dobbins tore his knee up, then Gus Edwards got hurt. Though the next guy really wasn't that good, so we had like Alex Collins or something like that, and Le'Veon Bell or some shit. So yeah, you gotta have the depth, bro, to do that. So taking a running back late, I ain't mad at that at all, man. So let's see, we get into it, man. We get into the Browns, man. So the Browns did Browns things, and this is a D- because they actually had some okay players, right? So I say C-. I mean, trading all these goddamn picks away, bro.
And
like,
they weren't even compensatory picks. They were like most of them were just straight up trades.
So hopefully they got a lot of draft capital back later on, but the way they scout and the way they do things, it's not gonna work out. So they basically just gonna waste them picks anyway, right? But let's talk about the good before we talk about the bad. So the good, I like Mason Graham. That's a beast in the middle. I like that. I also like Schlesinger. I like that. That's good on defense. So then you got Judkins, right? I like that too, right? And then Harold Fanning. That's the good, right? So I think the first 4 picks they hit on perfectly. Now, I would have traded that 5th overall pick if I was a more adequate franchise and got some more draft picks. But I'm glad they picked somebody because they would have just fucked it up, right? So then we get into the bad. All right, so we're in the 3rd round. Shedeur Sanders is still on the board, and you take Dillon Gabriel. What the F are we doing, right? What are we doing that, right? That makes no damn sense, right? There's no way you can tell me that Dillon Gabriel was better than Shedeur Sanders, right? I mean, you can go age, you can go games played. I don't care. It don't matter, bro. You just drafted Brandon Wheaton again. An old ass motherfucker trying to play quarterback. I can't use no more French than that. An old ass quarterback. This is Chris Winkie all over again. If you don't get your old ass and sit down, there's no need for him to be picked in the 3rd round. It's garbage. Horrible. F pick right there. And then you draft Dylan Sampson, right? Why? You just drafted Quinn Judkins. You just drafted him. He's all you need. I know I said depth and you need that, right? But drafting another rookie, right? Like if you have a veteran and you draft a running back, you're obviously trying to protect that veteran, right? Give him some help. Maybe stick dude on special teams, right? Neither one of these dudes are a special team player. These are feature backs, right? So why would you draft another guy that's going to demand carries? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And that's why it didn't make sense. And then the obvious was like, well, why draft Shedeur Sanders and you already got a quarterback? You already got Kenny Pickett, right? You already got Joe Flacco on there. Like, you Deshaun Watson, who might not play, like whatever. You got 5 fucking quarterbacks. 5. There's no need for that. None. That makes no sense. That don't even make sense on Madden, bro. Who has 5 quarterbacks on Madden? If you do, get in the comment section because you're gonna be blocked. That makes no sense. You shouldn't have 5. You should only have 3, and maybe a practice squad dude. That's it. And if you got to your practice squad dude, then you just out of luck, bro. I'm sorry, but having 5 is absolutely diabolical, man. That's why I call this a damn. That's why I call this a damn C minus because they hit on the first like 4 or 5, especially Harold Fanning, because I think the Njoku era is over. But there you go, right? And then you gotta see that school talking about the more the merrier. Hell to the no, man. No.
But he's
Nah,
the
not
guy.
when it comes to
He's the guy
quarterbacks.
who's got a deep quarterback room on Madden. So like,
Yeah,
the
you kind of
requirements
got
says
like 7
the
quarterbacks that start every
the
game.
requirements when you go to team needs, it says how many out of 3, and he's got like 6.
Yeah, like nah, bro, I'm good. So I think it's a C plus draft. I don't know where they're going. They're gonna be ass next season, and they probably picking in the top 3 again. That's my bet, my best bet. So that's it. I ain't fucking with the Browns like that. You already know how that is, man. Let's talk about the real Browns, right? The team that was there and then moved to Baltimore. My team. You know what I'm wearing right now, right? Let's talk about my team. Let's talk about an A plus draft, bro. And yeah, I'm biased as hell, so I don't care. This is an A plus draft, man. We hit on everything, bro. Whatever you want to call it, we hit on it, man. We got Malachi Starks first, baby. That was the steal of the first round, in my opinion. How you let him slip? Shit. Okay, we'll take him. Him, Kyle Hamilton look like a good combination to me. Just saying, right? Then y'all worried about what Mike Green got going on in like other schools and shit, man. What about now? Is he a good person? I think so. Guess what? He's on my team and he gonna sack a quarterback near you real soon, right? Bet. Now we got Emory Jones Jr., right? Yo boy from LSU. I like him. Cool. Bet. Hey, anything help Lamar stay up and Derrick Henry get the ball. Cool. Buchanan from Cal, I like that too. Another edge rusher, maybe even middle linebacker. You need somebody to come in there and help Roquan Smith. I like that, right? Then you draft some more offensive line depth. That's cool. Put him on field goal or something. Let him get good. Cool, right? After that, it's just like, all right, we just drafting people, right? I mean, because we kind of got our starting secondary cool, but dude can be a good special teamer. Have him as a gunner, chasing down motherfuckers on special teams. I'm good with that. Now, the question mark for me was kicker. I was like, damn, we got Justin Tucker, bro. He just 90% all for his career, bro. Like, what are we doing? Then he decided to do what Deshaun Watson did, which we're not going to mention. Okay, now that pick makes sense, right? So we got a couple roster fillers, right? Wester from Colorado, Peebles, obviously Virginia Tech. But the one roster filler late in this one that I'm really excited about is Garrett Dillinger. I liked him at LSU.
Dillinger's good, bro.
He was good. So I like that. So he might actually sneak in there and get him some starting minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. A plus. Yeah, I'm biased. I'm good. See that smooth?
Why are you talking about Mel, bro? Me and Mel's sources.
Yeah, see, y'all sources is probably not the janitor from their high school team. That's the dudes that really know the people. Just saying. But nonetheless, man, I think
the NFC.
So A plus for me, man. So let's get into your other stumping grounds, the NFC South, man. So I guess I'll start with the Falcons, man. They hit on everything. I love this whole draft. You got 2 edge rushers to get after the quarterback, bro. Nasty work, bro. Nasty work. These 2 dudes is gonna be nasty this season rushing the passer, bro. At best, they should have about 8 sacks apiece, bro. Like anything less than that, I'd be really disappointed because they both good as hell, right? So then you got Xavier Watts in the 3rd round for Notre Dame. Woo-hoo. That's gonna be nice with him with Jesse Bates back there. And Xavier Watts is one of them dudes that be tackling. So I like it. Defensive player of the year in college, the year before last. So wow, I like that, man. Then you got Billy Bowman, he's pretty good. And then Jack Mack, like, come on, man. Big Ten offensive linemen, they usually play pretty well. So still. So I say this is A minus for me. A minus. I think you hit on a lot. You're gonna score a lot of points. Why not sack the quarterback so you can stop other teams from scoring? Slam dunk draft for me, man. Falcons did good, bro. Real good. All right, let's talk about your Saints, man. Let's talk about your Aints, man.
So okay. So I've had some time to digest because I've gone through a lot of these.
Over at Sports Center improved this class.
They ain't nothing left any good of Sports Center. If Sports Center ain't nothing like when we was kids, bro, it don't even pay to bring that up at all. That's hot garbage now. I say now it's been hot garbage for like the last decade. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, it's been bad, bro.
It's been bad, bro. So I've had some time to digest on this along with a lot of these other teams. So if I'm just going to go down the line, the more I think about it, the Kelvin Banks pick, yes, it was crazy. But at the same time, you really, Falcons fan, that's so flattering.
Of course, man. Look, I love it. You might not like it as a Falcons fan, but I think that shit is good, bro. If you got 2 players that can give you Vic Beasley in 2016 production, shit, I'm good. I'm good, man. I like it.
So when I look at the Kelvin Banks pick, I think it caught a lot of flack from us early on. But when I think about it, you've completely lost like your franchise tackle on Ramczyk, injury concerns, injury history. He's gone, retired. Yeah. So when I look at this pick in hindsight, you didn't make a bad pick there. I think Banks is really going to help you, especially when you're looking at having younger quarterbacks with little experience. Good pick. The pick that threw me off at first, Tyler Shuck, completely threw me off. I did not see that coming. But when I look at it from the management perspective, you've got a guy, he's got a lot of experience, only 1 year playing. But when I sit there and I watch his film, he does have a lot of really good qualities, good arm strength, pinpoint accuracy.
Boo.
Just listen.
Boo.
I do like the intangibles. Like there is a lot of good things there. The things that do concern me though is limited playing time. Like only playing 1 full year does concern me, a la Mitchell Trubisky. Limited playing time.
He wasn't bad.
But that hurts for me as well as the injury history. Those two together are really a concern because you haven't really had a whole lot of playing time over the last couple of years. So you getting thrusted in this role kind of concerns me, but I get where you're coming from. He wasn't a bad pick. Just nobody expected him to go that high. No, I liked Broughton out of Texas. I thought that was a good pick. You really tried to upgrade on defense. I like Quincy Riley. I think he's a really good corner. The guy who I feel like
you need to be talking about Danny Stutzman, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to get into that.
Okay, I'm about to say, man, get all of that.
Yeah,
I like him.
Let me cook a little bit.
Woo!
So Stutzman's a tackling machine, always around the ball. When you lose a guy like Zach Bond the way they did, who was another guy who was constantly around the field to play, Stutzman's going to get you 100 tackles. Easy. He's going to be an instant difference maker, especially in the pass game. He's going to be always around the ball making plays. That's a steal for me, but the biggest steal of this entire draft, if not the entire draft in general, is getting a guy like Devin Neal in the 6th round is insane. The guy has over 30 touchdowns over the last 2 seasons, cooked it at Kansas. Especially when you don't know what the longevity, if you're going to be rolling with Kamara for a long time going forward. Even if you keep him, having those 2 guys, contrasting styles, like that's a great pick for me. You have the fancy finesse guy in Kamara, and then you got the bruiser, the guy who can just run through and around everybody in Devin Neal. I really like that pick. overall, I don't think it's a terrible draft class. There are some picks on my end, but the additions of Banks, Stutzman, I like Riley, Neal, and Shuck I'm kind of waiting to see how he looks when training camp comes around. It's going to be kind of like where I'm going to have a formulated opinion. I'll probably give them a C plus. I don't think it's the worst class out of all the teams, but there are a lot of like question marks for me. But for the most part, I don't hate it. I'd probably say C plus is fair. I couldn't go any higher because I just feel like there's too many question marks for me.
No, I agree with that. I mean, I don't think Tyler beating out Rattler. Like, I don't think so.
I think there's a legit chance that could happen. If Carr isn't ready to go for week 1, depending on how things look in the preseason, I'm not saying I want it, but I think it's a possibility. Unfortunately.
Nah, Justin, yeah, they gonna bash the Falcons anyway. I didn't think it was a bad draft, man. And then it says CS Moon saying, I love the trade.
I thought it was good because his stock was a lot higher at one point. It slid. A lot of people didn't think he was going to go in the first round again. But they ended up taking
him. You get a motivated James Pierce Jr. Shit, all right. I'll take it.
I get that, but I didn't like the pick at all at first. But I do see glimpses of something that could be good. It's just the injury history and the limited playing time are real like bugaboos for me. Those are things I don't like with quarterbacks, especially when you take a quarterback that you think could be your answer. I think that's I feel like they didn't have to go there, but I see why Kellen Moore picked him because he kind of fits like what Kellen Moore likes to do. So we'll see. But I say C plus.
I see with the first pick of the 2026 draft, the New Orleans Saints select Arch Manning.
No, Archie's gonna pull what he did with Eli. That's what's going to happen.
Like shit.
He's like, I'm not about to let him do with that.
Shit.
But in hindsight, if something like that would have happened, that's actually a pretty good marriage. You get a former quarterback as the coach who could probably really develop him. Might not be the worst thing in the world, but
I ain't defending. I'm the one that
nobody's defending Shuck, but to say he don't have any good intangibles would be asinine. Like he is a pretty accurate quarterback.
Yeah, man.
He has a really good arm. Like if you don't think he does, you need to go back and watch film. I'm just saying. I'm not a fan, but I'm just saying.
All right, you get to the Panthers, man. I think the Panthers did real good, dog. Like this is a good ass draft, man. I mean, getting Jimmy Horn late in the round, kind of a big play receiver for Colorado. Getting him at 6, that's pretty good in the 6th round. But drafting T-Mac from Arizona. Now, me personally, I like Golden going in this spot. But drafting T-Mac was the only way to go because you needed a big receiver. Golden's not that big. But I just thought that Golden had the ability to take the top off the defense a little bit more. And I'm thinking you need that as well. But kind of reconsidering things a little bit, I kind of like the fact that they got T-Mac because, shit, Bryce might not have time to take the top off the defense. He got to sit there.
They did good on the offensive line.
They
improved. They were one of the better, yeah.
But you gotta have your intermediate too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a big body dude like this, maybe that's a good pick, man. But getting Nick Scorton as well, getting the edge from Ole Miss, that's dude. But then getting Trevor Etienne from Georgia, that's pretty good. Now, if you know his brother went to Clemson, he's pretty good, you know. So then you got some depth as far as defensive back who might actually play, you know, because they need some help as well. You got some depth on defense and a tight end as well. Could be another weapon for Bryce to throw to. But I give this about an A-. I think they hit on just about everything they needed, and they got better. Right? If you drafting and your team's still like, yeah, man, they gonna be bad again, then you probably didn't do really good drafting. But I think the Panthers should be, I'm not gonna say playoff contenders, but they should steal some games next season from some good teams. So, yeah. Yeah.
They got Tank Bigsby too, bro.
Yeah, they got too many. They got too many running backs.
They're good. They don't need
They good. They good now.
So this is another case of nothing fancy and crazy, but just getting the job done. I thought Egbuka at 9 was a really good one. I really like Tez Johnson at 7 in the 7th round. I think that's a really good pick. They just hit on all their needs, man. Like they did good getting good corners early on. They hit linebacker. They hit defensive end. I think Tampa Bay's got a B draft class here. It's not anything fancy, but like knowing that Evans is getting older, Godwin's getting older, but he just signed an extension. Getting a difference maker like Egbuka and getting a speed guy like Johnson, I think all you're doing is making your offense easier and better for Baker going forward. And they improve defense, bro. I don't think there's really too many things wrong with this class. I'm going to give them a B.
All right, no, I agree. There's some good stuff in here, man. I think Ted Johnson might be the steal of the draft, bro.
And like, the 7th round was crazy.
He might have been slow on his 40, man, but it's different from football speed, man.
He's fast on the field.
Then they got the biggest dude in the draft too, like as an undrafted free agent. So there you go, man. Him and Vea, they should be playing right now together. That would be a nasty.
No fly zone, bro. I need to see a little bit. Shiloh's physical, but I need to see more from him at the next level. I think he'll be good. I think he's good, but
if I'm the Bucks, man, I'm putting Shiloh as my extra linebacker. Bro.
You think?
I wouldn't even put him at no corner. Like, don't
you can put him in nickel.
Yeah, like I would put him in a position that has him moving forward and hitting somebody at point.
Or you could have him as like bring him on like a corner blitz, like a guy like that. I mean,
yeah,
he's not afraid of being physical.
But if you put him in there just in those situations, it's gonna be kind of easy to kind of identify.
No, but that's why I said you can play him at nickel too, because he's always gonna be kind of like around where the play's at.
Yeah, and then you could possibly stick him in there, like you said, at nickel, right? And he won't have to cover nobody.
No, he can just be around where possibly always being around where the ball's at, being able to break balls up or really make big hits and stuff. So
yeah, so I like his physicality, man. Like that shit tight. He just be hitting people, and Dion didn't really do that, but his son be bringing it.
He did, bro. Boy, he hit him with that freaking 2 or 3 step, bro. Freaking.
Yeah, but come on, bro. AB is a fucking. He still could play right now.
He could.
So it's like that's not fair, bro. Like that's not fair.
He definitely cooked him though. I seen that video. That was bad.
He did, but that ain't fair though. Like that ain't fair. Now ask AB how he feel about Vontaze Burfict going across that middle.
Yeah, he messed AB up.
Yeah, now we talking about that type of action. All right, we'll see. All right, we're on NFC now. We're gonna kind of speed it up a little bit.
There you go. Get the Rams.
Yeah,
Rams, Los Angeles Rams.
Nah, definitely ain't my Los Angeles Rams. My allegiance that died in 2015 at the end of the 2015 season when they moved to LA, baby. That's where my allegiance left. But I mean, after the season that they had, hitting on Braden Fisk and hitting on Jared Verse, you would think it would be a little bit more in this draft. And trading that first round pick to Atlanta seemed like a mistake.
I like Ferguson though.
I do, but after that, I don't really know if you got any impact dudes on here. Maybe Hunter from Auburn might be pretty good, but I don't know if you really got no impact dudes. Like all of these dudes seem like they might either start a few games or be premier backups for real. Nobody really stands out. So I'm gonna call it a C+. because you might have helped your depth, but not going to help you. I don't think anybody helped them get the NFC West because everybody seemed to got better except for the 49ers, of course. But everybody got better. Everybody catching up with the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? So for them not to take another step forward and draft another impact player, that just kind of didn't move me that well, right? You know, so that's all I'm saying, man. So, well, we'll get into the next team, man. Like I said, we're trying to speed it up. We want to keep it under 3 hours. But speaking of the Niners, man, what you think?
I don't really know how to feel about this draft class. So I love Michael Williams right there. I think Alfred Collins is a good pick. I think they really tried to they were hurt so bad last year and over the last few seasons, especially on defense, man. I really like CJ West in the 4th round. I think that's a huge difference maker. Now this is a sleeper pick, but there's a storyline going on with a certain quarterback who they're trying to figure out if they're going to pay him that money. I really like Curtis Work in the 7th round. I think that's a good pick. I think he fits like the same kind of archetype as Brock Purdy. If you feel like you don't want to dish out that much money in him, now you have a guy who could probably fill that role and be able to do what he does. I'm not saying Purdy's a bad quarterback. He's not. He's played in the Super Bowl. He's played well. He's played bad. I think Curtis Work is a really good pick for them if they don't want to invest that money. Man, I just don't know how to feel. Like they didn't draft bad, but I'll be honest with you, I'm probably going C plus B minus here. The Niners just have to stay healthy. I think they did really good attacking defense, like I said, with Williams, Collins, getting CJ West in the middle. But I'm gonna go probably B minus C plus here.
All right, no, I can't be mad at that. Let's get into the Seahawks. All right, so Seahawks did pretty good, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get this draft a B plus, man, maybe even an A minus, man. Getting what is that, Gray Zeble?
Yeah, Gray Zeble.
Yeah, so that was a pretty good pick. You got athletic in your secondary with Nick from South Carolina. You got even more athletic at tight end with dude from Miami. Then you drafted a gadget player, bro. Somebody that's actually gonna bring you some more fans. Obviously, Seattle has great fans anyway, but more fans to the stands, bro. Because Jalen Milroe can give you some touchdowns around the goal line.
He could be a Taysom Hill.
Yeah, so there you go, man. Then I think drafting Robbie Oots as your fullback, that's gonna be nasty, bro. I'm telling you, he underrated, dog. He out there pancaking people, man, and like blocking, man. So I like it, man. And stop being a hater, bro. Yeah, he gonna be a
dude. If Seattle utilizes him anywhere close how New Orleans utilized Hill, that's dangerous, bro.
Dangerous.
You're putting him at quarterback. You don't know if he's gonna run. You don't know if he's gonna throw. You know if you're inside the 5 and he's there, like he's gonna run through something because he's not small. He's strong and he's got great speed. I think this was I really liked that pick for Seattle. I think it was like the perfect situation for him to go to. I think they did really good.
Yeah, it is a good draft, man.
Now, Arizona is in question to have the best class in this situation. I'm not letting you off the hook with that pick 21 BS.
I would have fucking did it. I'm sorry. I would have did it. I would have did it. If this was Madden, I would have did that shit and I would have won all the damn Super Bowls because everybody wouldn't be able to stop the run game, bro. Like, that's it, man.
So,
but Carolina did good. Not Carolina. Cardinals did real good.
Cardinals getting Walter Nolan. Nobody was mocking Nolan to go that high. I'm sorry. He's a monster in the middle. Love that pick from them. They're really beefing up that defensive front. Getting Will Johnson that late in the 2nd round is a steal. You cannot go wrong right there, man. Getting a guy to be able to play in the secondary with Budda Baker and all them. Will Johnson is really good. He's the best corner in the class, and it's not even a question. I know he's coming off of injury, but getting him at pick 47 was crazy. And you did really good on defense, man. You get the edge from Oregon. You get Cody Simon out of Ohio State. Arizona hit. on pretty much everything, in my opinion. I'm going to give them an A- here. I think they did really good. I think the biggest thing for them was defense, and they just continued to beef up their defense.
Yeah, I guess you're talking about Will Johnson. I
Be
mean,
careful. Will Johnson's best
he
corner
had
was
those
like,
knee injuries, but I mean, like, he's all right, man. I just think people's like, I ain't finna invest all that money in a dude that's already kind of on one wheel or whatever.
and they're going to realize that they messed up not taking him, too.
I agree.
Arizona got a steal.
But you see what I'm talking about? How teams ain't really scouting for real after they get out the first round. Like everybody, Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Nevada. Like Nevada in the 7th round makes sense, okay, right? But like you gotta do more than just look at the helmet, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like do a little homework, man. That's all. Like it's just like, oh, he played there, so I'm just like that film is excessive to see. Excessive. Right, so that's all I'm saying, man. So, well, Cardinals did real good, man. I really like that draft for them, man. All right, let's get into the NFC East, man. So the Cowboys, man, actually had a pretty good draft. They had a pretty good draft, man. I'm gonna give it a B plus, man, because I really like Tyler Booker at the top. That helped you in the middle of your offensive line. I like Donovan from Boston College. He was a beast.
Rebels.
That help you on the other side of Mekhi Parsons, right? And then a Revel from East Carolina, like he was mocked as one of the top 5 defensive backs in the draft this year. You get him in the 3rd round, which is pretty good. Then Jaden Blue from Texas just stays at home. He ain't got to go nowhere. And then Shamar James from Florida. That's pretty good. I like that pick too. So then later on, obviously you just getting some draft, some depth, everything. You know what I'm saying? But I like it. I think you helped your team for the future, even though we know as long as Jerry Jones is there, they ain't doing shit. So that's what that is. But team wise, they got some good ass players coming into their team, man. So I mean, I thought they would have went the sexy pick too. I thought they would have tried to give Dak a weapon or so, but I kind of like it. They trying to, I guess, go back to being tough up front, and we'll see. But I like the draft though, so I say a B plus for the Cowboys, man. All right, so I didn't like this draft at all, man. I didn't like it at all, man. And I mean Trey Amos from Ole Miss, I like that. That helps your secondary. But other than that, I don't really like it, dog. I definitely didn't like Josh Connolly at all. I didn't like that pick at all because it seemed like every highlight you saw at the Senior Bowl was somebody bullying this dude on the line. I mean, Mike Green had a field day with him. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was just like he was the highlight for everybody. And I didn't like that shit at all. So I'm like, you gonna have this dude blocking to keep your golden goose healthy? Nah. So if he's just gonna sit there until Laramie Tunsil gets a little older and then you gotta move on, cool. But day one starter? Fuck no, you ain't finna get my quarterback killed like that. So that's why I ain't like it. I was like, you could have drafted him later. Because I don't think he would have been picked in with the 30th, 31st, or 32nd pick in the first round. I don't think he would have went that high. But like I didn't like that, man. Like Amos was the only guy that I think that you drafted that's gonna help you right now. That's it. And they secondary is not that bad, honestly. So that's it. But I think this draft like a D plus, bro. Like you ain't do nothing for real. Nothing. That's all. So D plus for me, man.
Okay, I'll take the Giants and the Eagles now. So the Giants.
Ooh,
So my thing with the Giants is they kind of throw a monkey wrench into a lot of people's mock drafts. They did really good at pick 3. I feel like that was the right pick. I feel like anything else was kind of going to be outside the norm. You really need to do better on defense. Abdul Carter could be a generational type talent. Good pick. The thing that threw me off was the Giants must have been really scared that somebody was going to get one of the quarterbacks that he wanted that early. They traded back into the first round, got Jackson Dart. I love Jackson Dart. I think he's a really good quarterback. He's probably going to be one of the best in the class, in my opinion. I just didn't like them trading back into the first round at 25. I feel like you could have either traded into the end of the first round, the Eagles or Chiefs, or you could have just got to the very top of the second round. I didn't like that. I like the Cam Scatterbo pick in the 4th round. I feel like that was a really good move because it gives you a different dynamic at running back that they haven't had. You know, Saquon's not the same kind of running back he is. I like it. They end up going tight end later in the draft. They get corner and they go guard. I like Darius Alexander out of Toledo. He's good too. I'm probably gonna go B minus. I like the fact that you got your franchise quarterback. I just don't necessarily like the way you did it. I feel like that was kind of a boneheaded move in my opinion, but I'll give the Giants about a B minus.
Yeah, man. I think it was stupid, man, to draft Jackson Dart, man. Not that I wanted Jalen Milroe to go there. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm just saying it was stupid because everybody thinks it's just a 1-year rental for Russ or Jameis Winston. They signed Jameis Winston for 2 seasons.
Yeah, they should have just signed one of them. That was the other thing I didn't understand. Like,
That's why
if you're gonna draft quarterback, don't take 2 veterans. That didn't make no sense to me.
Make no sense at all. And then you sign Russell Wilson, and if he starts, you think he gonna just play for another season or 2? That's like 2 or 3 years down the line. I think Russ could really play for at least 2 for a season.
All I could say is if he plays and he doesn't play horrible, they could end up trading him and getting some kind of picks back for him and just roll him with Winston for an extra season. I mean, I feel like if the Giants had in their mind that they were going to go quarterback, I just don't see the benefit in having 2 guys like that could start. It just doesn't make much sense. Bringing in one of those guys, I'm like, okay, cool. He's going to play for a while. If things start to go south, cool. I could throw the rookie in there. But 2 guys like that, it's kind of a head scratcher for me.
I feel like they went Jackson Dart because he would be more okay with sitting on the bench and wouldn't really say much. I think if you draft Shedeur Sanders, he's gonna be like, I don't really want to sit there. I think that's a fair point because he ain't gonna be quiet about sitting there, especially if Winston or Russ are struggling. Like, put me in. I'm good. But I think Jackson Dart might be okay with sitting behind Russ or Jameis Winston, at least for a year.
But don't get it twisted. The guy is a really good quarterback. Like
he is.
He like, I don't think it's a bad pick. I just don't like the way they went about it. I feel like signing the 2 veterans was a bad thing, and then trading is high up in the first round. And not saying it's high, but trading like where they did, I don't know. Now for the Eagles just do good in the draft regardless. I don't feel like you really even need to give a draft grade. I mean, Howie Roseman he's always on his grind, bro. Getting Jahad Campbell was a really good pick. Getting I can't even pronounce his name. Getting Andrew out of Texas, I like that one. Ty Robinson out of Nebraska. I mean, dude, they just beefed up.
Bro.
They just beefed up. Like, they just are doing the thing that sucks for me though. I hate that they took Kyle McCord because I really wanted him to go somewhere where he could have a chance to get some shine. I really like Kyle McCord. But outside of that, dude, they didn't make any bad picks to me. Like, you got depth. Because the Eagles have really good roster spots already. You just got better, bro. All they did was get better, in my opinion. Like, the Eagles are just in a spot where I give them A-. They did good.
Man, I give them an A+, bro. I'm sorry. Like, hitting on a middle linebacker that's going to be able to play right away. And then you got a safety that's always hitting people. Because that's what That's what Andrew did at Texas. He was always hitting somebody, right? You get Beefy in the middle, like you get another corner, right? Then you get Smile Munden from Georgia, who's like another Georgia guy they got on the team, right? Kyle McCord obviously won't be starting over Jalen Hurts, right? But he becomes a pretty good trade piece if he actually shows you something.
Yeah,
So then
because
you
somebody's
get
gonna want to pay something for that.
so you get even more draft picks, right? So like, come on, man.
The Eagles are like how the Celtics were for the longest, how they were just stockpiling picks and just hitting and getting really good talent. They're doing it better, but Howie Roseman's just in his bag, bro.
They need to be nerfed, man. That's dangerous, man. They team good as hell. Shit, they could win the Super Bowl again, man. And then we talking about them winning 3 in a row. All right, let's get
NFC
into
North.
the NFC North, man. Like I said, we almost done, y'all. Thank y'all, all the 83 people watching, man, across all of our platforms, man. We appreciate it, man. But the Bears, I think they did good, man. I like it. I like Shamar Turner in the middle. I like that a whole lot, honestly. And I like the running back at Rutgers, man, at 7, right? I like that in the 7th round because the last running back from Rutgers was pretty good, right? He with the Chiefs in Pachenko, right? And then Ray Rice, he went to Rutgers too, but he was good, but he
I
ain't
like
good.
Shamar Turner there.
I know. I like him too, man. I think obviously the question was Coastal Loveland over Tyler Warren, right? I think production wise, I would have taken Tyler Warren. Like he got a lot of catches, man. He catches the ball downfield, and it just I guess it looks a little sexier than Coastal Loveland.
But if the Bears are trying to do a lot of run too, Loveland's a good blocker. Like he's probably a better blocker up front than Warren is. Warren's just more of like that Loveland's probably the more well-rounded, but Warren's just that freaking playmaker. Just get him the ball and he's gonna make plays for you. So I mean, it shocked the hell out of us. That one was like, whoa, like what happened? Like we didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
but getting Luther Burden, bro, that's solid.
I think Luther Burden becomes your second receiver if Romeo Doomsday don't do shit again. Like I wasn't sold on him last season, so I think that helps you a lot, Mm-hmm. And then he's good at playing at the slot. He can play both outsides because he's got a really good deep ball release. Like when he going for the 9, right? Anything deep like that, like he really has a second burst on him. So I like that a lot, man. So that opens up your offense. So I give them about a B+.
I like what the Bears did. I think they finally got somebody in there making good picks and decisions for them. Like I think they're setting Ben Johnson up really good in year 1.
I agree.
That's good, man. The NFL is good when the Bears is good. Like, come on, man. Like this one's interesting. The freaking Vikings, bro. That was so crazy. Like Donovan Jackson, I was kind of shocked by. I get why you did it. McCarthy's coming. He's going to be in year 1. I think it wasn't terrible upgrading at guard. I just don't think you should have did it at 24. Getting a receiver in the 3rd round, you're not going to go wrong with that. You get a good Georgia guy in the middle. You can't go wrong with that. The Vikings defense has been really good, especially last year. But I didn't see anything that was like, wow, like, man, we really trying to do like a lot better. I'm gonna go B-, C+. Like they didn't do bad, but I just kind of was hoping to see a little bit more. They traded a lot of their picks away. I'm hoping that it's gonna be interesting to see because they're gonna roll a rookie quarterback. You don't have Sam Darnold anymore. You hope that your defense can reproduce what they did last year. I don't know, man. And the NFC North is getting better.
Man. Hell yeah, Tyler. Hell yeah. Hey, man. We appreciate it, man. Even if you just listening, dog, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what they were doing in this draft, man.
Just weird. It just made me feel odd. Like I feel
Yeah,
like he was
like
gonna hit on something and be like, "Wow."
it feels like it's almost incomplete. Like they didn't even submit the whole draft thing. It's like we missing some picks here.
But
Like
that's how
this
Cincy
can't
was. They
be.
didn't have many picks either, but these just didn't. Nothing popped off to me like, "Wow!" Like, okay,
Yeah,
we're really trying to
man.
get better.
Yeah, man. Like I don't know. I could have reached on somebody and felt a little bit better
Mhm.
rather than just like, okay, well, we just gonna take Donovan Jackson, Like maybe he starts on the offensive line and that helps, but this draft was just kind of like blah. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't have a really great opinion of it.
All right, so Packers
Ooh.
did good, man. God damn, how many Georgia players got drafted this year? It's like everybody got one. God damn, man, they used to be us. Everybody had a Bama player at one point. Everybody got a Georgia player, man. But I tell you what, it seems like that's the spot that you can look at the helmet and be like, all right, we gonna get us a player. At least, especially on defense, it seems like because Georgia got defenders on every team that's like hella good too.
Mhm.
Like so but I give the Packers, man, I think they got a B plus here, man. Nothing terrible. I think Matthew Golden helps them, especially if he can develop into a number one. Because they really need somebody to step up, man. I like the offensive tackle spot because you got Josh Jacobs in that thing. So that helps you with that. Savion Williams, that's another body at receiver that you can possibly use, man. Sorrell, Texas was pretty good. Obviously, Warren Brinson is a big body in that middle. So you can help with that. So and then later on you end up getting corner and like tackle or whatever, right? The 7th round picks are always just kind of depth pieces anyway. But if you can get offensive linemen later, you never know what that can turn out to. Especially injury here, tweak muscle here. You gotta play him. He plays real good. Now you just put that in the back of your mind, like, okay, when his contract is up, we got to keep him because he might be pretty good. So and be cheap too, because 7th round picks don't cost that much. So I say B plus, man. All
Yeah,
right, well, we got the Lions. This is for you. See that Smooth. What you
so
think about that? What you think about y'all draft, man? Get in that comment box and let us know, man.
I like them getting Radledge in the 2nd round. I think that's a good pick.
Yo, I did another. They got like 3 Georgia players, bro. What the fuck?
I was kind of hoping that they were going to go edge at 28. I kind of feel like I wanted them to go edge rusher in the 1st round. I don't think Tyleek Williams is bad. I think he'll help you for sure, especially on the defensive front.
Yeah, I like that.
The receiver out of Arkansas wasn't bad. I think you could do good at getting depth there. I like Miles Frazier out of LSU at the guard position. So you upgraded both guard positions. You're trying to protect Jared Goff, trying to open up holes for Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. I thought that was good. You got edge in the 6th round. I just kind of really wanted you to get an edge early on.
I think he might be good though.
I think he will. I
Good.
like Tyleek Williams. I just really think they needed to get that edge rusher in the 1st round. I don't think they did bad at all.
He said take the only one he liked.
I really like Tate Ratledge in the 2nd round.
I
That
do
was
too,
awesome.
man.
I
I
think
do
that's going to really help you. I'll be honest with you. I'll give the Lions a B. I feel like a B is a fair grade. I don't think they did bad.
too.
You drafted 3 Georgia players. At least 2 of them are probably going to be okay. So you didn't do horrible.
Yeah.
There's some things I probably would have did a little bit differently. But, I mean, the Lions have really good depth already. As long as they stay healthy, they're a formidable force, probably the favorite to win the NFC outside of the Eagles, in my opinion. All you guys need to do is stay healthy. I don't feel like you guys had a bad draft. If you guys stay healthy, I think the new coordinators will be just fine. Dan Campbell brings the same presence, the same environment, the same culture. Detroit's still a favorite to come out of the NFC, in my opinion. I give them a B.
All right, no, I ain't mad at that. I think Dominic Levitt might be pretty good, even as a 7th-round draft pick. Man, he's really fast. He's one of them Georgia offensive players that's like he actually has more game than their system allows. We'll say it like that. Like I think he kind of got subdued a little bit because of that offense. But I like it. I like that, man. Now, I don't think the writing's on the wall for J-Mo at all. I think you'll be a fool to let J-Mo go somewhere else. Like, dude, too big time for that. Way too big time. You can't let him go, man. Uh-oh. I think that's it, dog. I think that's it. I think we good. I think we good. That is it, baby.
Oh man.
That is it. So he says we ain't got the money. Shit, y'all better find it.
Yeah, y'all better because y'all window's still there. Y'all need to get it done.
Yeah, dog. I don't care, dog. Look, we'll ride this out and then just let him go, whatever. But y'all need him to win a Super Bowl. That's all.
Who are we talking about?
Jameson Williams.
Oh yeah, he's the major difference maker between.
You got St. Brown, right? That's
St.
cool.
Brown, him. You got freaking dude at tight end. I forget his name. He's a stud. Then you got a two-headed monster in the backfield. You've upgraded your offensive line a bit, and you've done nothing but get better depth and strength on defense. Detroit is still a really good team. As long as Jared Goff plays good down the stretch in the playoffs, bro, Detroit can make a run in for the Super Bowl. I know Philly won the Super Bowl, and all they've done is gotten better, but I still really like Detroit.
Yeah, they got better too.
So
I think they was better than the Eagles, quite frankly.
Yeah.
They just didn't have nobody.
They were injured. That's why I said if they're healthy, if that team finds a way to get rid of that injury bug, Detroit's got a legit shot to make it to the Super Bowl. Still.
Yeah, so I agree. You ain't getting an argument with me, man. I like them a lot, man. I wanted them to go to the Super Bowl, man. The Lions been asked my whole life.
We picked them. I don't know if you did. I picked Detroit to go to the Super Bowl last year.
I picked the Bird Bowl. I picked the Eagles and the Ravens. I was like, yeah. I was like, I like that. I want to see that so bad.
It's a lot better than his Panthers pick from 2 years ago. So
yeah, my Panthers pick was bad.
We're gonna have to go through the archives and just find all the craziest takes that everybody's had, and we'll just throw them into a video and just see what happens.
Sure, man. I know I probably got the most of them.
Oh, you definitely got more of them than me, but I got some too, bro.
I was like, man, the Panthers was
Panthers gonna be a dark horse in the playoffs. Don't sleep, and then they win like 2 games.
Yeah, they was bad, bro.
He's like, damn.
They was bad. I was like, I didn't expect them to be that bad. I thought they was like going to play a little bit better.
I like that comment.
Yeah, I got look, man. Look,
yes,
I believe.
I
believe in what I be talking about sometimes. So yeah, I be wrong. But that's okay. That's a part of being.
Smooth it. It's starting to look like Cam's Mel Kiper.
No, I ain't that bad. I ain't that bad. No, I ain't that bad. At least I had some logic about Jalen Milroe going in the first round. That he didn't have no logic at all. He was just like, he run fast. I was like, damn, at least he can throw the ball deep. I mean, that's another attribute. Like, damn, he's fucking like Pickens and Metcalf down there somewhere. Fuck it. Let's throw that shit down there.
Yeah, we definitely gonna find that one. I'm gonna have to dig through the mock draft videos. I'm gonna have to clip that.
That's not even
yeah, I'm definitely turning that into a show.
That's not even a nasty take, bro. That's not even top 5 in the worst takes.
W's in the chat.
Panthers one.
W's in the chat if you want me to make that a short, because I definitely will. W's in the chat.
Like, okay, that's not even top 5, bro.
W's in the chat.
The Panthers one is like top. That's
I'll
like
find that one too. W's in the chat.
That's number 1. Then
oh man, you picked Miami to go to the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, that's probably 2. Right, but you couldn't blame me though. The offense was cold, man. The offense was nasty. You know.
Yeah, all the W's in the chat, bro. All of them.
Let me see. So it was the Panthers. It was the Dolphins. Probably Deshaun Watson winning MVP.
Oh man, yeah, winning comeback of the year.
That was definitely on one.
That's like
what
4 right there.
Damn.
Whew. Lord.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to do some digging. Yeah, W's in the chat. Let's go. W's in the chat. Like, come on.
Yeah.
People who ain't leaving comments, leave W's in the chat.
Yeah, see, man, like I had some bad ones, man. But at the time, you agreed.
Wait, I agree with what?
You agreed every single one except for the Jalen Milroe, the Panthers, right?
I didn't agree with Miami going to the Super Bowl, though. I didn't pick them.
No, you didn't agree with that one, but you understood my logic, though.
To an extent, but I wasn't going to put them.
No. I knew you weren't going to do that, but you understood my logic. You didn't understand.
It doesn't mean it's not a hot take, though.
You understand that? I didn't even understand that shit. To be honest with you, I was just talking. But let me see.
W's in the chat. W's in the chat. If you think Cam is Nick Wright,
definitely not. Definitely not Nick Wright. Yeah, man. Like, bro,
look,
that was not even that bad, dog. Like
that one is bad, bro.
The Milroe wasn't that bad.
Yes, that
no, it wasn't, because I wasn't the only person. I was not the only person that believed that Milroe could go in the first round. It's like,
but not to Pittsburgh. That didn't make no sense.
Look, but
Pittsburgh's got a team that's ready to win.
That was the only spot that I saw that made sense in the first round. Everybody else either had a quarterback or had already drafted.
I just couldn't see it.
I know you couldn't see it because he's not your kind of quarterback.
No, I like mobile quarterbacks. I just don't think you waste a first round pick on a guy that's kind of quarterback. Take his ball card.
Whatever.
Oh, Nick Wrong. Oh, I love it. That's a good one.
I've been spot on, man.
Is he Nick Wrong? Is he Nick Wrong or is he Skip Bayless?
No, Skip Bayfull.
Skip bullshit.
No, definitely not. I'm like a cross between what's the dude that got on First Take talk about RG3 ain't black enough? What that Rob Parker? I'm a cross between Rob Parker and
maybe JJ Redick.
And yeah, JJ Redick. that's a cross between them two. Like, and I'm mad at JJ Redick, man. So that was just absolutely a horrible ass playoff series. How the fuck did we lose to the damn Timberwolves, bro? In 5. Like, that was nasty, bro. But we can get into that a whole another time, man, because I go on for days about that, man. But this is the end of the show, man. We hope you enjoyed our draft grades, man. You watching this on replay, don't forget to get in that comment section, man. Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
That's a good one. That's got to be comment of the day.
Yeah, that's got it. We're gonna pin that one. Most definitely, man. But matter of fact, let me see if I can do that now. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna pin that. we're gonna pin that. But yeah, man. So what you gotta say to the people before we get up?
Shout out to everybody for the patience to sit here for almost 3 hours. I had a hard time sitting here for 3 hours. I'm sorry. I expected to go a little bit faster, but we like to talk.
You can't rush perfection.
No, you can't. You can't. And here it is. But but the biggest thing is, man, shout out to you guys, man. We had a really good month last month, man. I'm not gonna go into like numbers because I'm not a bragger or anything, but you guys are the reason.
I'm a bragger. We did good, bro. We was blowing this thing up.
Yeah. Next month makes 2 years, so we're doing really good. Only thing I'm gonna say is, like, you guys got us lifetime over 60 million views. That's phenomenal. And we couldn't have did that without y'all. The people watching live, the people watching the shorts, the people interacting with the community posts, the people watching the game live streams. It's all about you guys. So shout out to y'all. Thank you guys for that. Make sure to check out that ticker at the bottom. Make sure to follow, subscribe all across all those platforms, man. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video because it helps with the algorithm. Comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so every time we drop any piece of content, you got it. If you like listening to us on the go, make sure to check us out on Amazon, Spotify, and Apple as well. We do live streaming on Twitch. We do pack openings on YouTube and everything else as well. We have stuff daily. You get your NFL and college football fix even in the off season. Check us out next week. We're going to bring back the What If series. Not going to bring up the topics right now, but you guys don't want to miss it. It's going to be awesome.
I love that.
Check it out.
Yeah, man. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. But before we go, I really want to appreciate y'all for watching my live streams for the video games, man. One of the biggest video streams we've had over the course of this whole channel is like 500 views on there. So appreciate that a whole lot, man, because it was actually kind of late in the day as well. So I appreciate that y'all tapping in with the games, man. Sometimes I don't really be on there talking. Sometimes I just be playing, man. So y'all get in there and be like, good play, bad play. Hopefully y'all like my sound effects because I do have those on there. But nonetheless, man, it's been a great show, man. And we're going to see y'all on the next one, next Sunday. What If series. You guys are going to enjoy it. And we will see y'all then.
Peace.
Ooh, we did that at the same time. All right, peace.
What?
Yeah.